guys? Welcome back to the show. Today we have the OG himself, Mark, back in the house. And of course, we got Josh. What's up, boys?
What's up, dude? Thank you for having me, brother.
Of course, man. You're always welcome here. You're the one who created this all. You're responsible for this madness.
Yes, and I think it's it's the perfect time for for a dark Sith Lord to come out of the shadows and
Right.
discuss some dealings, as it were. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. I'm excited that you're here, Mark. It's good to see you, man.
it's good to see you guys, bro. It's I hope everybody had a safe holiday, good Christmas.
Yeah.
Any fun gifts? Did anybody get any good gifts?
Let me see. Let's open up chat here. How you guys doing?
I gotta be honest. I didn't really get any gifts, man. I'm getting them later. I kind of stayed away from family. I wasn't really traveling and all that, so I was kind of giftless.
Oh, you were social distancing or something?
What's up?
You were social distancing from your family, or what's going on?
Yeah. Just didn't really want to travel. Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense.
When you get to be my age, you buy yourself gifts.
Oh,
And,
I bought myself gifts for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did buy myself a few gifts. Come on, let's confess. Like, we all bought ourselves
All
something.
right. Yeah, go. Yeah, what'd you get?
Okay, so I bought. All right, I'm gonna confess. All right.
All right.
Oh shit. Okay.
I bought two big things.
Okay.
All right. I bought a projector.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I bought a short throw projector, so I can watch movies on, and it's great because every time I buy a new projector, the movie that I use to test the projector is Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
So the projector's coming in tomorrow. I'm gonna lower the lights, do what I gotta do, and I'm gonna watch Revenge of the Sith in 4K, high def, laser projecting. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And I also bought myself a new acoustic guitar.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about you, Theory? What'd you buy yourself?
I got myself a artist-proof master replicas limited edition, never before opened Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi lightsaber.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's in the mail
I'm getting
still.
some feedback.
Oh, you are?
Oh wait, that was me actually.
That was
Sorry,
you.
not
Okay.
guys.
Yeah, man. So apparently this guy used to do a lot of dealings with MR, and they sent him a box back in the early 2000s, and he never opened it. And
Wow.
yeah, and so I put a bid on eBay like a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, dude, I've always wanted this. Never could afford it when I was a kid. Well, parents couldn't afford it when I was a kid. I think it was like $1,000 or $500. And then finally, yeah, he accepted, and I was like, sweet, dude. So I'm waiting, dude. I just hope when I open it, since it's never been opened, it's actually it.
Yeah,
and it's not
right.
like
What if it disintegrates or something? Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Josh, what you get?
All right, mine's like really embarrassing, but in the spirit of confessions and speaking truth tonight, I'll confess. I bought like $500 worth of Magic the Gathering cards. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Damn, dude. Okay.
I've never played that game.
It's amazing.
People are asking you to turn up your mic a little bit.
Who, me?
Who, me?
Yeah. No, Josh.
Okay, roger that. I got it.
Did you guys miss Mark? You guys happy he's back? I know a lot of you been asking. Always in streams and stuff. Keeping you, don't allow society to make you feel insecure for finding solace in something. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, Noah. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Joe. Hey, Don. Don says I'm just here for Mark. Thanks, Darth KSO. Thanks, Markle. Appreciate you guys. Where'd he go?
It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. So maybe I should give a little bit of some explanation.
Yeah.
Right? Just a quick explanation. I've been involved in some very serious stuff with my company. Some stuff that I think is actually turned out to be very good for the company. But sometimes you just have to focus on your priorities, And I know that I had to go full board into that, and I did that. But I do want everybody to know that throughout the entire time of me doing what I had to do, Theory and I are basically FaceTiming, like a couple of high school kids,
Yeah.
like every other day playing COD.
3 in the morning, be like, yo, what's up, homie? Yo, what's going on? Like,
Yeah,
eating food,
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah. And like, look, to be honest, I also met Josh probably like 2 years now already. Josh's channel caught my attention years ago, and I used to really like how what he said on the mic. So I asked Josh to be a guest on Rule of Two years ago, and I've had a relationship with Josh ever since. So yeah, I think Theory and Josh working together is awesome, and
Yeah.
it's great to see how good the show is going, and it's great to be back.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
thank
man.
you for putting us together, man. This whole thing is
Yeah.
you're doing, so
Yeah,
It's,
honestly, like we
it's been
would
great.
not have connected at all
Yeah.
if it weren't for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I appreciate it for sure, and I'm happy people
Yeah,
like the
man.
show, and yeah, it's been great. There
And
it
by
is.
the
Mando
way-
pin.
I am rocking the Mando pin.
All right.
So
and-
all right, so look, enough of the good stuff.
Yeah. Let's get mad.
So obviously, there's been some new current events, and I'm sure a lot of you are here for the tea, the scoop on Pablo Hidalgo and everything like that. I said what I said in the video. I mean it, and I do think that everyone, especially people in high points of power, should be held accountable for the things that they say to the people who are really supporting their projects. I have seen that he did make a. By the way, he's been reaching out to me today. He reached out to me, with a very loose email. Here's my number. Call me. Lucasfilm themselves sent me an email. Hey, there's a misunderstanding. We want you to call us. I haven't replied because I just haven't felt like there's really anything to be said. I feel like when you say things, it's out there and it's done. And for me, I said what I said in response to that. I gave Pablo, 6 hours to explain what was going on before, uploading anything, posting anything, jumping to conclusions. And when he got wind of that, he posted the entire tweet, which, was on a thread that was all about mocking me and making fun of me, as his Twitter banner. So I took that as, okay, well, this guy's really pushing, he's really just doing something that's not cool, and you shouldn't be doing that to a fan, regardless of anything. So I made my video, and I stand by it. So that's that. And that's how I feel about it. I do realize that he has gone to apologize. Where was that yesterday? Where was that yesterday when he didn't post that before he posted it on his Twitter bio? It just is weird to me. And then I'll show you guys on screen here. This is his actual Twitter. Okay, and then this is the one from yesterday. Look at the numbers of the followers and the following. It's still locked. He's just changed the name, and then here is the actual fake account that he's actually gone and supposedly, he just rebranded or something. But it's completely not the real account. His real account is still here. It still exists. So for me, this is all just like, man, what are you doing? It doesn't come off as sincere to me, and I'm not the type to just be like, okay, well, now that you reached out because you are, who you are in establishment that I respect so much and has impacted me so much as a kid, I'm not just going to, bend over and fall over and be like, oh, okay, sure. No, man, like, it's not cool. So I'm just happy that, we're going forwards with Star Wars, and we have Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau who are helming this beautiful story and carrying on the legacy of George Lucas, and that's all I care about. So hopefully on to better days. What do you guys have to say about it?
Mark, you wanna
Josh.
go?
No, Josh, you go.
All right. So, I think the thing that I want to say, there's a couple of things I want to say. The first thing that I want to say is that I am very angry, but I'm going to try not to actually be angry when I talk about this, because I think if I were to just get angry, it would sort of dilute the messaging. It wouldn't allow for what I'm trying to explain to get across. So I'd rather actually explain why I'm so angry, but I don't know what's going to happen with this podcast. We'll see what happens. I might boil into it and I might get angry. And I think the main reason for me personally why I'm so angry is because right now Star Wars is sort of turning around, right? And we are in a much better place as a fandom. And that's awesome. And there are a lot of people that have worked very hard at Lucasfilm to create that, to make sure that that has happened. There have also been a lot of people that have worked very hard at Lucasfilm during the duration of the sequel trilogy that have had to deal with things and basically backlash from people that are either above them or just loud on social media that have caused waves between fans. Pablo, this is not even close to the first time that he's acted like this, and I have a couple of stories of that I want to share. I have to keep things vague, but I actually do want to share some stories, because if it comes to literally talking about this man's credibility, I saw a lot of people trying to say Pablo's a good guy, Pablo doesn't deserve this, but it's a misunderstanding, it's all just wit, it's all just dry humor. I 100% disagree with that evaluation. He has shown again and again what kind of person he is, and that is in the face of people at Disney that are literally going through some very hard times. Some people even losing their jobs, right? So I don't even want to get as fired up as I could about it, but I just think for this guy to be playing the kind of game that he is playing and being so careless when so many people have it so hard, and Star Wars fans have had it hard. And this guy, I don't know where I'm pointing here, this guy has literally done a better job at the public relations of your own fandom than you have. And not only does he not take a check from you, but you try to prevent him in some ways from doing all that he could. So it's frustrating to me on a lot of different levels. And I think people that are saying that it's not a big deal are not thinking about it. It is a big deal. That's what I think.
Thanks, Josh.
First of all, I think you make an excellent point about the responsibility that Star Wars Theory has taken upon himself to be an ambassador for this brand in its purest, most like authentic and genuine form. And when you express yourself in the most genuine of ways, you're not afraid to let your emotions out. You know, there's a great scene in that movie with Joaquin Phoenix where he plays Johnny Cash, Walk the Line, where he's in the studio and he's like playing a tune, and the guy recording him doesn't love the tune. And he's like, if you just got hit by a car and you had to play a song for God so that you could stay on this world, what does that song sound like, right? And for you to be able to dig deep and really connect with an audience, you have to tap into your emotions in an honest way. So what really angered me about this whole thing was the message by the quote unquote head of the story group, okay, that emotions are not meant to be shared, which I know he has since tried to walk that back. But brother, you wrote that and then you put it as your banner on your Twitter account. Obviously that message in its pure form is what you wanted to get out there. And it was based off the fact that, much like all of us, when we saw what we saw in that season finale, it was an emotional thing. And to express that emotion with the fans was the right thing for Theory to do, and the important thing to do, because we all felt the same way. So it's like when you hear a John Lennon song and you love it, it's because he's putting his heart and soul into it. He's sharing his emotions with the audience. And for somebody who's supposed to have a position of power at Lucasfilm Story Group to say that emotions are not meant to be shared is so contradictory to everything that art stands about, so contradictory to everything that I know Theory stands for, that it's just really insulting. Forget the fact that you're making fun of a grown man in tears. I've been in tears many times. It happens. Sometimes your emotions get the best of you. But to even put the sentiment out there as a representative for the most powerful IP company on the planet, that emotions are not meant to be shared, it was really, I think, extremely tone deaf and in very, 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 very bad taste. Mm-hmm. You know, that's kind of my initial reaction to it. And, you know, a big reason that I wanted to come on today is that I want to make sure that it's very clear that I don't want Theory to censor his emotions, because then he wouldn't be Theory, you know? And like, if some people take hits at you for being who you are, then it is what it is. But like,
I don't care about that, man. I don't care about that. I care about the officials, man. It's weird, you know. It's weird to see that, and it's not okay. And I've seen him supposedly do this in the past to many people, and I didn't talk about it. I didn't make any mention of it. I was doing my thing, and the way that I make sure that I know when to strike is by really waiting and observing until it's the right moment. And this was the right moment for me to fight back. And remembering all of those people and standing up for all of them. Otherwise, I'm not going to go pick a fight for every single Tom, Dick, and Harry in the street. What's the point of that?
Right.
And finally, the guy has made an apology, which he's never done. I know what I'm doing, I know when to strike, and I wait for the perfect moment. And when he attacked me, and I even gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I waited for that, and then he posted on his Twitter banner, no. You're not going to play me like that. You know, it goes too far. It's not cool. Yeah, you don't do that. You double down on it instead of being like, hey, man, you reach out to me. He reached out to me email this morning. Why couldn't he do that yesterday in the 6 hours that I gave him when he saw the tweet, and then he decides to just add insult to injury and put it on his ban? I mean, what is the point of that? What is the meaning of this?
Yeah. And the thing too is like the real rub, I think, is that Pablo, from what I understand, and yeah, we're going there. Pablo, from what I understand, is more or less not really anybody at Lucasfilm. He's not really anybody at Lucasfilm. He's one of 4 people he shares the title with. He has a senior in his title because he's been there so long, but he literally is the same position as Matt Martin. He also has 2 people above him, you know? So it's funny because all of those people, here's the thing. My point is this. All of those people are now possibly having to deal with a bunch of stuff because of this guy. Because of what he said, because of what he did. And it's not just this time. It's been many times that he's done this. And other people have to feel... There are people right now that are super stressed out about this whole situation. And rightfully so, because it looks super bad. And I just say to everybody that there's literally only one person we all need to be pointing at in this situation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have all been wronged.
The boss.
My opinion.
You're saying the boss.
Oh, I mean, this example, I'm pointing at Mr. Pablo.
Right.
That he is the sole perpetrator of at least this example, and has been at least an initiator in a lot of other examples. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm not super familiar with the other examples, to be perfectly honest. He's only really been on my radar during the kind of earlier Collider days because he was, quote unquote, like I said before, the head of the story group. But so I always kind of assumed that he had been with Lucasfilm for a very long time. But you don't have to dig very far to find out that he actually started working at Lucasfilm officially after the Disney acquisition. He wasn't part of the original sort of... He didn't work for George. He was a consultant on the website that they were building during the prequels. But all that to me is irrelevant. I mean, look, everybody has a resume. Everybody has a hustle.
Yeah.
What I struggle with is the message of emotions are not meant to be shared is probably the worst lesson that you can impart on a susceptible audience. And then number 2, like Theory is saying, to kind of double down on that and then not really give an apology until you have to, because the pressure from your bosses is so extreme that you have, people, emailing Theory all day to try to, calm the situation down. That's when you have guilty feelings. That's when you want to repent. And look, I understand what pressure is like. I've been through that stuff myself, So it's always easier to judge when, like, the shoe is not on your foot, but the message itself is so bad.
It's almost like specifically bad. It's almost like he picked the worst possible Star Wars thing you could say.
Yeah.
Like literally, he was like, "How can I?" Like literally reverse engineered.
Well, I've seen his before he went onto a blocked account or hide his comments. Which why should you have to do that if you're okay with everything that you say? To me, there's no point to hide. For him to go and do that, it's just like what you're doing, and he's been doing this kind of stuff where he's been jabbing at fans for a long time. My way of dealing with that is by, well, some people want to go out and fight constantly every day and make every video about that. I want to go and make good content. I want to give you guys an escape. I want to go and put my entire life on hold to give you guys a fan film, to give you guys a cinematic. I'm stopping everything I'm doing because I'm so passionate about what I do. I'm passionate about the people who support me and are there for me. And I do it for them, and I do it for myself and my own dreams. So a lot of people deal with things different ways, and the way they attack things isn't necessarily by talking about it or ranting and raving about it and making it about them. It's about their way of dealing with things. And finally, when the time to strike is there, you best believe I've always taken it with everything I've done on this channel. And this is another case in point of that. So I just hope that this can be buried and we can move on, and he won't speak to anybody with any sort of a condescending tone ever again or make fun of them for their views or whatever. No matter if they are being toxic, no matter if they are being volatile towards him, he is the king. He is in a position of major power, working at a place that we all wish we worked at, doing things that we all wish we could do, and we're just here enjoying the content that him and the company are making, and he's out here throwing jabs left and right. Like, dude, what are you doing? Focus that time on making cool stuff. Come on, man. These are the people that in essence are keeping the lights on over there, right? We're the ones who buy your merch. We're the ones who pay the bills there. Don't treat us like this. That's not right. It had to be said.
Again, if it was like this thing, like the people that are, again, I'm not trying to go super hard, but like the people that are defending this guy, it's like so ridiculous.
Oh, it's
like,
bullshit. It's bullshit, dude.
Like, what are you meant to believe? Are you literally telling me that he's sitting there being like, here I am, Pablo Hidalgo, completely absent-minded of my impact on talking in this thread. Here I am, Pablo Hidalgo, completely absent-minded of the possible consequences of, no, dude, he's Pablo Hidalgo, the troll. He's Pablo Hidalgo, the one that's been doing this for 3 years. That's who he is. If it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it is a duck. That's who he is.
So this is not new behavior. I didn't really know this about the guy.
No,
so he's kind of a no troll.
I never paid much attention to it. I just figured, okay, well, he's just being rude to people who didn't like The Last Jedi. Well, I didn't like The Last Jedi. But am I going to sit and stew and keep talking about how I don't like The Last Jedi? Or am I going to move on and start talking about Anakin and Order 66 and things I enjoy in my life that are cool? Because if I want, I could just talk about the drama. I could talk about the other stuff. But I'd rather go a different direction. And I'm more happy in my life that way. I don't care about being positive in the Star Wars fandom. I don't care about being negative in the Star Wars fandom. I just want to talk about George Lucas' Star Wars. I don't give a crap about the rest. And when you start making stories that align with what he was writing, like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and the Mando, which is the only thing we really got right now, and Clone Wars, then cool, man. I'm all for it. It's back, But otherwise, I'm not feeling what they were pushing out before. It just wasn't right. It wasn't authentic. Yeah. So you're gonna get people slapping back for that, and you're gonna have to be able to be like, no, you know what, this is our bread, that we made this, and you guys are gonna enjoy it. This is Star Wars now. Instead of being rude and talking down to fans, that's just not how you do it. I mean, I know that. I'm a freaking YouTuber, a nobody. You're working at the highest point of any company in the world, and you're the guy. Like, what are you doing? It's not cool.
Yeah, that's the whole power responsibility thing. You're absolutely right. And it's like, this guy's a role model. This guy touts himself as the Yoda of Star Wars, as the Indiana Jones of, as the archaeologist of the Star Wars lore. Like, he holds the magic key, supposedly getting phone calls from Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams late in the night to ask him the truth about the Star Wars canon. And it's like, yo,
Yeah, how'd
dude,
that
like,
turn
no
out?
wonder.
How'd
Yeah,
that turn out?
yeah, exactly, dude. Like, if like if these, it's just, it's a bummer. And you said it so well, man. Like, this is the most powerful IP company on the planet, and if this is the kind of leadership that's in there, it makes sense why everything feels blah, and then you have Filoni and Favreau stuff feels great.
It's divided
You know?
within the own camp, within their own
Yes.
company.
Yeah, like,
You know,
if
it's
that's
like
really
this.
the attitude-
Think of it like this, bro. It's like the Rousseau brothers laughing or making fun or disregarding someone's emotions for crying at Infinity War or Endgame.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Or Kevin Feige being like, "Ha, you shouldn't share emotions." It's like on a thread where it's making fun of someone who is endorsing their brand to the highest degree.
You know, the other thing that's like really, really messed up about it is that, like, I've spoken to people, and I've actually spoken to people that were literally, and not just Last Jedi haters, some people that actually like wrote articles about little theories that they heard on Reddit, and definitely not like Last Jedi haters that Pablo would still trash on Twitter and Facebook, right?
Yeah, your Snoke theory sucks, bro.
Right,
Remember that?
Right. And so my point is, like, one of the things that is, especially as we learn more and more about like mental health, right? Reactions and reacting. I'll just be honest with you. I don't do reactions live and that much anymore. And part of the reason is because there's often a wave of negativity that comes in when you present any kind of emotion or vulnerability, or like if you're really in the zone, sometimes you look stupid. I'm just gonna be honest. Sometimes I look stupid when I'm watching Star Wars and I'm really into it. And to have
bring it on, man.
to have people that, in general, to have people that come in negatively towards that is horrible. But to have people that are holding the shield of Lucasfilm, the insignia,
Right.
Oh my God.
The saber. They get sabers, man. That's all we want,
Yeah.
It just really irks me, man. Like, it really, really irks me. Like, it really irks me.
Well, it's just not right, and it's at the end of the day, it's like, there are good cops and there are bad cops. There are people, at the end of the day, they're all just people. They have their own psychological issues, like we all do. We're all flawed. You, me, everyone in chat, watching, everybody, man. Like, it's just how it is. But when you get into a position of power, and let's say a lot of us were bullied as a kid for, being nerds and liking what we liked or whatever. Let's say we get a position of power and now we become the bully. That's not, what the heck is that? That's not right.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all had our encounters with corrupt cops,
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're all bad.
Yeah.
But the hell, man, like, do a better screening process.
Yeah, look, and I want to be very clear about something, and I'm speaking for myself here, but I think all of us share this sentiment. We're not trying to get anybody fired.
Hell no.
Let's be very clear about that. We don't want anybody to get fired, but people do need to learn lessons about how to interact with other human beings. And especially when you're in a position of power like that, the responsibility that you have is so much greater than the standard that you put any other person to. That does need to have some soul searching, and an apology that says what I wrote was misinterpreted because you didn't get the fact that I was joking.
Dry humor. Yeah, bullshit. Yeah.
Like, come on, that is not. That is not an apology.
That's why you doubled down. You deleted it because you felt bad, but then you put it up in your Twitter banner, right? Now you can reach out and you can do these apologies, but when it came down to it and you saw that, you couldn't do that. So don't give me that. Yeah. When the fire gets hot, it burns, Yeah.
That's a not from me, man. There are thousands of people that are about to lose their jobs at Disney that did nothing but come in and work hard and give their best day in and day out. They kept their head down. They did everything they were supposed to do, and now they're not going to have a job. And this freaking guy is going around acting like he's invincible, not giving a literal F about the damage he is causing. It's a nah from me, fam. And I don't even want to go too far on it because it's a nah from me, fam.
Yeah, and look, again, to double down on what Mark said, we're not trying to get anybody fired. We don't We don't believe in that. We don't condone that. The guy's obviously doing fine work at Lucasfilm, but it's his interactions with the fandom that needs to change. That's all we're saying. That's all that needs to be fixed here, is that he needs to realize the way he talks to people, because he's coming from a position of power, his little jab of tweet or whatever, it comes in like a heavy punch. It's more than you just get. I get trolls every day. I don't care about them. It's whatever, man. It's just shield. It's whatever. But when you come in there with your freaking gauntlet and your Infinity Stones and you pack a punch, man, like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. Well, it hurts and it's weird. And,
it's weird.
When I was in grade 6, I got bullied by a teacher. He made hella fun of me in front of the entire class for liking Dragon Ball Z. And I'll never forget it, man. After class, I held back tears. I ran into my dad's arms when he picked me up, cried my eyes out, and I told him what happened. He went in there and chewed the guy's ass out. And I said that day, shit like this will never happen again. I will never let someone in a higher power or a position of a company or something do that to me. So here's my response. And here it is. I'm not going to roll over. Take it as you want.
And that's well said. And I think too, there was a surprise I wanted to share with you guys, because we talked about this earlier. And look, man, I don't want to let this guy or this situation ruin the positive energy that Star Wars has right now. The fact that The Mandalorian Season 2 was fantastic.
Yeah.
The fact that we're getting all of these spin-offs and things are going in the right direction. And a lot of people are putting in such great work and sacrificing so much. So there's so much positive stuff to focus on. And it's really cool that Mark is here, because I wanted to talk about some stuff that's potentially coming down the line with Lucasfilm in regards to the dark side. So I don't know. Do you want to talk?
Do you
want
to shift? I think we've talked
I'm
enough.
ready.
It's up to you.
I'm ready to shift, man. I'm ready to shift, but don't be surprised if I bring it back up.
Yeah.
I reserve the right to bring it back up. Right?
Yeah.
I'm ready to shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can say that right now, I think the community needs to come more together. Look, I know I'm the biggest guy. I know I'm the biggest Star Wars YouTuber, right? I'm not boasting. I'm not bragging. It's just facts, okay? And I know everyone likes to take a shot at me because they are envious and they want to get to that position. It's not how you do it. You want to work with me and fight against something bigger, cool. And the ones who are with me, I love you and I appreciate you. But the ones who want to fight and try to chip me down in this moment where I'm showing you my vulnerability. Believe me, I remember everything. So, don't do that.
Yeah, and this is a moment where we could legitimately come together, because I do think that, not to totally go down that rabbit hole, but I do think that there are a lot of people in the Fandom Menace that were treated horribly by Pablo Hidalgo.
Absolutely.
Specifically by him. And there was some pretty egregious stuff done there that I completely disagree with. I think it was completely distasteful. I think if you didn't know about some of that stuff, maybe we can now go on a journey and learn about it together.
I knew that he was doing something. I didn't know what the specifics were. I stayed out of that crap.
I'm not saying we should do it on this podcast, but I'm just telling.
No, after the show, I want to be like, look, what exactly did he do to the Fandom Menace? What exactly did he do to the regular peeps? What exactly did he do to anyone? I don't care what group or sector or gang you're part. It doesn't matter.
Star Wars fan.
You're
That's
a Star.
What it is. It's
yeah,
Star
it doesn't
Wars.
matter. You're just a passionate Star Wars fan at the end of the day.
Yeah. Agreed.
So how about Luke Skywalker coming back?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was a fan of it.
Can I, because I didn't, because I wasn't there for the reaction, but when I saw that X-wing, like my first thought, obviously, and this is why I thought it was actually really well directed, that episode. Props to the guy, who did Ant-Man, Peyton Reed, who I actually met at the premiere of season 1 of The Mandalorian, which is where I got this pin.
Really?
So if you're wondering where the pin comes from, that's where it comes from. But Peyton Reed was there, and I remember Steve Weintraub of Collider was with me, and he asked Peyton Reed, so what are you working on with Star Wars? and he was like, "Oh, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it." And I didn't think about that till right now, that he obviously knew about it then, which is kind of cool that they've been able to keep this secret for so long, and much respect to that team for having that solidarity. But when I saw that X-Wing, at first I thought it was that character that they introduced as a red herring a few times, the older TIE fighter.
Carson Teva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that was my first thought. But then the second that they cut and it just showed one ship landing, I was like, yeah.
Dude, you can see R2. That's what did it for me. I saw R2 and I was like, that's my boy. I just know it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice R2. You see R2 in that shot?
Yeah,
you
when
can.
he's coming in, dude. Yeah, you can see him.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see that.
When I heard the beeps, I thought it was Boba. I'm like, oh, Boba's back. And then I'm like, wait. No. Don't tell me that's a freaking X-Wing. And he just flies in, and then the music changes, and I'm like, no, dude, don't do this. Because this is the first time we see Luke since Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. My one critique with it, because I do have a critique about it, is that I do kind of wish they would have recast it. Because I do feel that it is a little bit awkward to have this deep fake Luke. Only because for the moment I think it worked okay, but going forward, I would love to see that relationship develop further of Grogu and Luke during this era. I mean, I remember watching this episode, the thought that was in my head, like on repeat, was like, this feels like the sequel we never got. This feels like the sequel we never got. And this was even before we saw Luke. This is when we see that really cool scene of Boba kind of doing that little like dogfight.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much care in the show, man. So much care in like the little things. It's
Well, they just
I want more of that. You know, like I'd love to see more. I'd love for season 3 for Luke to be an ongoing character, and I think that's going to be tough with with the CGI thing. That's just my opinion. Like, I do kind of wish they would have recast it. I know, you can't recast that. You recast Alec Guinness, and it was unbelievable. Yeah. He did a phenomenal job. Yeah. Ewan did a phenomenal job as Obi-Wan and reinvented him as his own. Theory, I really want to get your thoughts on that. What are your thoughts?
Well, I thought,
recast it?
For that scene, I just feel like if they recast it, it wouldn't have had the same effect. It was, the deep fake was, don't get me wrong, it was an amazing scene, but the deep fake needed some love, It looked a little bit like Luke had some Botox and he, it was hard for him to move his face. But I understand that's the technology that they were limited with. It took me out of the scene, not really, maybe like for a second. I realized, okay, well, they're doing the best they can. But I was still in it, man. I was still emotional, and it still felt like Luke Skywalker. I feel like if they had recasted, it wouldn't have had that same authentic feel for me. Unless this guy is like a spitting image of Mark Hamill. I know a lot of people say Seb Span, but Sebastian Stan, but I don't know. I don't know if it would have hit me the same way.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh?
I have like all kinds of weird thoughts about it. I'm still not even convinced that was Mark Hamill, and I know that seems weird because John said that it was Mark, like filming. Yeah. I'm still not convinced it was Mark. I'm really weirded out that none of the Luke stuff was in the gallery. I'm like pretty kind of shocked by that. And I know that I've talked to people about this, and they said, well, maybe they just wanted to keep the secret, and that's fair. But how are they able to keep the secret for the actual show and then not be able to keep the secret for the gallery? So I'm a little bit confused as to why Luke wasn't in the gallery. So I'm not 100% sure, but for the scene itself, I actually think it works, dude. Like, when he lifted off the hood, it was just Luke to me. Like, whatever magic they did, it was just Luke. I agree, though, that would be tough to do for a whole show because it's like less is more with Luke, right? In that scene, he doesn't really say nothing, dude.
Right.
Says I am.
If he's having full-on combos with Grogu, that's gonna be tough. But they may have written a way around it because Grogu doesn't even really speak, does he?
Right. Was that Mark Hamill's voice?
So here's the thing that's weird about that, and I'd actually love to talk to you more about this off air. They actually have a voice actor and a video game actor both credited. And there's a Screen Rant article that talks about how the performance was created from a guy that plays Mark's voices in video games, and then a guy that is like a lookalike and has also done, I think, VFX for other Star Wars video games. So I don't know what witchcraft they used to put that all together. Like, I'm confused. But whatever they did, it looked like Luke, and it felt like Luke to me.
It did, yeah.
Hold on, but you're saying that supposedly Mark Hamill was on set doing
Mark was certainly
the stand-in.
He was certainly on set for sure, and I think they probably did film him. I'm just not so sure that what we saw in the final product is actually what they used with Mark. I actually think they probably went back to the other dude and just used the deep fake on the other dude's face.
All right, I'm going to nitpick a little bit, okay? And I know that there's people that dislike it when I do it, but I'm going to nitpick
No, that's what it's all about.
And
And you know your deepfake stuff. So, I mean...
Yeah, I do. But it's less about the deepfake, and it's more about the lightsaber choreography, okay?
Okay.
And this season, thank the gods, the old and the new, that we got lightsabers back in Star Wars. You know, like in earnest. We had a ton of lightsaber action with Ahsoka, and we got some sweet ass lightsaber action with Luke. But I would bet any amount of money that the fight choreographer for the Mando is not the guy who did the prequels.
Nick Gillard?
Right, it's not, right?
I don't think so. I don't think it's Nick Gillard.
Because, like, the way that the lightsaber action is in the prequels, it's like butter. It's like when you wake up in the morning and you have that perfect piece of toast, and you just put that hot butter on it, and you're just like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten. And it's just bread
fluid.
with toast.
It's very fluid. Yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous. And I felt that at times, maybe in my mind, I was like I wanted it to be part of the same lightsaber choreography that was born in the prequels, and even in the Clone Wars, there's like gorgeous lightsaber choreography. And I felt at times it wasn't at that level, but that, again, it's a nitpick, and I understand because I'm so happy that we got lightsabers to begin with. But what were your guys' thoughts about the choreography?
Mine was that they were actually paying close attention to the detail, and they were actually making him use form 3, 4, and 5. So 5 was Anakin's form, and they were bouncing between 3, 4, and 5 the whole time. So he was, which doesn't make sense because they used those forms in the prequels too, and they were extremely fluid and just, you know, buttery, as you were saying. But my thoughts on that is like, well, basically, he was just being more calculating and more precise instead of being so, you know, he didn't have time to do that because there were so many around him, and he knew that if he screwed up, he would be dead. So he was just very like, he was very like, where those shots were, he knew where to go.
Dude, my favorite move was when he does the Anakin. The back
I loved it.
Yeah, and then he
Do you think they knew what they were doing, or it was by accident? I think they knew.
No, dude.
What, bro? Who are we talking about? Are we talking about John and Dave?
Yeah, dude, 100% they knew what they were doing.
Nobody knows. That move of Anakin when he does that behind the back thing, you know?
Yeah. It's sad I even have to ask that because I'm like, I'm in this, and part of the reason why I got so freaking emotional, I mean, if we had Luke like this in the sequels, man, if I saw him undo his hood, I would have been like, oh, cool, man, it's Luke.
I'm with you.
You know? Yeah. But the whole thing, the whole reason was because my dreams were like crushed.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
It's like
all of our dreams were crushed.
So many people. I'll never forget what this elderly gentleman said to me when I was leaving episode 9. He turns to me at the movie theater, and I've mentioned it before. He's like, "So what'd you think?" I'm like, "Oh, it was good. It was all right." And he's like, "Yeah, much better than that last crap." And I'm like, "Yeah." So it's just like that's just one dude. I mean, and he grew up with the originals, so it's just goes to show.
Agreed. Yeah, it's so funny because I was talking to some people today about how if you think about it, it's ironic because Lucasfilm seems to always have problems behind the scenes, right? But like Last Jedi was one of the only projects that like went off without a hitch. It was like completely on schedule, like everything was fine, and they thought that they had made like Citizen Kane 2 or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they thought, if you watch the behind the scenes documentary and all that stuff, they were so high on their own farts, and that includes Pablo.
Yeah.
He was so high on his own farts, and this is honestly what I want to talk to more. I want to talk to more Phantom Menace people about this, because this is what happened. He was so high on his own farts, he couldn't understand that people would have a legitimate problem with The Last Jedi, and so he immediately dismissed it with isms.
Yeah.
That's what happened. He started just dismissing it with isms, because in his mind he's like, no, like,
Yeah.
it's great. The only kind of people that wouldn't like this are this ism or that ism over there, you know? And it's like,
Sexism or racism, or it's like, dude, weren't
Yeah,
you the ones
exactly.
who freaking put John Boyega and like had minimized him in the Chinese poster? Like, what are you talking about?
right, exactly.
And we're
right? It's like-
racist?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Made him
crazy. It's crazy.
Made him a janitor. He should have been the lead Jedi.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about this before on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Theory, I talked about this for hours. You know, he should have been the lead Jedi.
Yeah.
A stormtrooper that becomes a Jedi is an incredible story.
Yeah, and you know what? I would have loved to see him play against a closer version of Luke like we just got in Mando, and to see Boyega come up under the tutelage of like a Luke like that would have been very interesting. Because one of the things I love about Kyle Katarn from the games is that like Luke is so stoic, and Kyle's always like joking and kind of like being more light with it.
Yeah.
And it brings in this sort of like buddy cop feeling between the two of them. So he is essentially Kyle Katarn, Finn. So, you know, they should have just followed through on that and not made him
Yeah.
suck.
So, okay, you know what? Let me bring that up, and I'm sure you guys have already talked about this to death, but I have to bring it up.
Yeah.
My favorite video game of all time, and everybody knows, is Star Wars Galaxies. Number 2 is the Jedi Outcast Jedi Knight series, you know, by Raven Software out of Madison, Wisconsin. When I saw the Death Troopers, like that to me was like them really trying their hardest to bring all of the wonderful lore that happened in Star Wars pre-Disney and give it some legitimacy, you know, with, you know, even with Thrawn and stuff like that. But like those Death Troopers, and look, you know, they kind of got punked out at the end, but that fight between that one trooper and Mando was pretty awesome.
It was
You know?
awesome. It does a great job to set up the threat of like a whole army of them, which just pays off in how badass Luke is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. First, you know, that's another really good point, man. We never got to see badass Luke. You know, like the sequels never showed badass Luke. They showed I'm scared of life, Luke.
Yeah.
They showed I'm not going to fight for my nephew's soul, Luke.
Yeah.
Right? They showed that Luke.
Titty milk, Luke. Don't forget the titty milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They showed us.
We know PR is watching. We gotta make sure we stick.
But they never showed us the hero Luke,
Yeah.
right? Like it is the hero's journey, right?
But then
Like,
they say,
Luke-
oh, the hero showed up at the end when he committed suicide. It's like,
Right.
what?
yeah, yeah.
No.
You know,
What
what would
is
be
that?
great if he actually showed up with the green saber. Even
That would've
the
been
green
sick.
Saber, even the fact that he's not using the green saber feels stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't. It just feels stupid. Like, why would you do that? That's one of those things where it's like those kids in art class that are like, they're trying to be a genius. Like, they're so trying to be a genius. And you're like, no. The green saber belongs with Luke. Just put the green saber in his hand. Just slap him on the back of the head and keep it moving. That's what they should have done.
Trying to be edgy and different.
Yeah,
Subverting
exactly.
expectations. You think he's going to have the green saber. But
But
no.
What if he had the blue saber?
But no. Didn't see that coming, did you?
You know, for me, like I was just like honed in on the hilt. I was like,
Mm.
make sure that they're using the exact right hilt. And he's got the hilt. Filoni is a stickler for the details, you know,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
that's something that you got to give him a ton of props for. Like I call them Death Troopers, Dark Troopers. I'm sorry, you know, like I'm not Filoni. Filoni wouldn't make that mistake, you know.
Yeah. Well, we know what you're talking
but-
about. Whatever.
Yeah, but then that was my favorite thing about the Ahsoka episode. To me, the Ahsoka episode was very special because like Ahsoka is my favorite character, you know, and like we've talked about this on the show. We had Ashley Eckstein on the show. She was fantastic.
Such a sweetheart, man. Such a
Yeah.
nice person.
And it's a great character. And the thing I loved about that episode was the mannerisms of Ahsoka in the episode were like one for one from the Clone Wars. Like the way that she looked off to the side, the way that her eyes opened up. Like there was this physicality about her
Yeah.
that doesn't come without a ton of research.
Yeah.
You know?
Work, yeah.
Yeah, like
studied,
I
man.
really thought, yeah, like there was some intense study about the character that was established before she took it over.
Yeah.
Where with The Last Jedi, my biggest beef with it when I walked out of the premiere was there's no respect for the character of Luke. Luke would never have acted like that, not because it's not plausible, but because it's against his character sequence. His character is not made up of those things. So the guy you gave us has nothing to do with Luke except for the fact that he looks like Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
You know? And to me, seeing Ahsoka as a continuation of her character from the Clone Wars, I thought was pretty special.
And that's
It
the
was
same with the
really
Luke
special.
in the Mando. That felt like a direct continuation from where we left him off at the party on the Forest Moon of Endor. When he's like, you know, looking at his father and the ghosts, and he leaves the tree, and you know, with Leia holding him, like that was the same guy. It was so cool.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
That just gave me chills, man, because you're right. Like, even that's really interesting, dude. That Luke that we saw in Mando even had a little bit of that pain still in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
When he
he
was
killed,
looking at Yoda, or sorry, when he was looking at Grogu, I could feel it, dude.
Yeah.
right? That he had like a little pain in him, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's dope.
This is how you
It's
continue
dope.
a story. This is how you tell a story, and this is how you show respect to the last person who wrote, made up this entire universe.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
So, do you think that they're going to decanonize the sequels officially?
0% chance. 0% chance.
No.
I know that's the talk of the town, as it were, ladies. and
I
gentlemen,
wish.
but 0% chance. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I wish, man.
They don't need to. I'll tell you what they will probably do, though. They'll probably build up Thrawn as sort of like their new Thanos. And they'll probably build up the time period that we're exploring now with the Filoniverse, with Thrawn as the backdrop. And they'll probably build towards that. And what you'll have is the fact that the sequels was literally one bad year in this like 30-year time period. And most of that time, the New Republic was likely dealing with Thrawn. Perhaps Thrawn was dealing with the Grisk out in the unknown regions. And you'll probably just make it so that that whole time period will be remembered more for the conflict with Thrawn than it will be for what happened with Rey. That's what they'll do, I think.
Yeah. And then you still have the sequels. They're still canon. But, you know, we don't have to touch them
Yeah.
again.
Yep.
I think it was the episode. I forget what the name of the episode was, but it was the episode where you see the cloning facility and you
Yeah.
see the what
Four.
what could have been
Snokey McSnokerson.
yeah, what could have been Snoke. I actually really liked that episode because for the first time there was hope in my brain of creating a logical
Yeah.
transition between the Star Wars that we love and this abomination that we've been getting for the last few years. You
So
know,
can I
and
pitch you? Can I pitch you the way that I think they could make even that horrible version of Luke a little bit better? And I've talked about this before, and every time I do, Theory has to leave and vomit. So if you have to go leave and vomit, I totally understand.
Well, I just vomited it
So-
out of Super Chat. I saw don't harass Pablo.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Poor Pablo.
we haven't been harassing. I think we've actually been giving very constructive criticism to just be a better human being. But anyway, I'm all ears.
Poor Pablo. Okay,
Anyways.
so what I would say is my whole thing is if we really put a lot of emphasis and focus on the fact that like Luke at this time period, like when we see him in Mando, he's like so powerful, and I think he's trying to sort of find his place in the Force and like what he should be doing. And I think that he'll come to realize that his students it's the key, that's the key to pass on what you have learned, as Yoda said, right? And so I think if we see Luke over time really put a lot of eggs in that basket and perhaps maybe not help out with Thrawn because he's busy raising a new generation of Jedi, which is actually something from the Paul Duncan revealed George Lucas sort of treatments, right? Where Luke was sort of a little out of the picture because he was training this new generation of Jedi. And so if we had that happen, and we also sort of explored the dark side of Ben Solo, like a young Ben Solo, and we had Luke sort of keep denying over and over again the warning signs of Ben, and Ben's basically just like a little Anakin, and he just keeps kind of showing that it's dark. But Luke, thinking that he's Luke Skywalker and he sort of fell in love with his own legend, he thinks, I'll just train the dark side out of him. I saved Darth Vader. I could save anybody,
Yeah.
you know? And we sort of get to this place where when it all falls apart for him, the degree to which we understand how broken he is directly connected to the degree to which he puts energy into that being his legacy, right? So like if he's really like, if that was his whole play, if that was the whole move, that was the whole kit and caboodle, and then it fails, I think it would make a little bit more sense. What do you think?
I still struggle with it, and like I tell you why. Ben Solo is his flesh and blood. He's the son of his best friend and his sister. Like, there's nothing that he wouldn't do for him. Like, you can never convince me that in a moment of weakness he wanted to kill his nephew. It's just, you can never convince me of that, because
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think he wanted to kill Vader in that moment on the Death Star when he walks away from the temptation, when he looks at his hand? Do you think he wanted to kill Vader? Because I have an interpretation of that he did. I don't think overcoming desire or in the moment frustration or emotion, it's not the same thing. Like basically like nobility does not come from an absence of struggle. It comes through preservation through it, right? So like I just have a different interpretation of that. But what do you think on the Death Star? Did he want to kill Vader?
I think he wanted to save his sister.
Okay.
right, like that's how they pressed his buttons.
That's what pressed his buttons. He just wanted to do whatever he could to save his sister, so I don't think he necessarily wanted to kill his father. I just think he was so emotional about thinking that his sister would be turned to the dark side and live this life without him. If he's going to die, then he had to make sure he had to do whatever he had to do in order to make sure that doesn't happen. So I think...
But
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, but like for me, and like I get where you're coming from, Josh, but for me, Luke is facing Vader in the field of battle. He's not coming up to him while he's asleep, resting, you know, like trying to kill him while he's asleep. You know, like it's
Yeah, I think the content, and I agree with you. Look, and I'm actually enjoying this kind of dialogue about it because I think it's sort of an interesting way to think of the sequels and to think of this character that maybe we don't always do. But like, I think Luke doesn't go to the tent to kill Ben. He goes to the tent to read his mind and to read his future. And then when he reads his future, he sort of instinctively, and I think we're sort of led to believe that Palpatine has something to do with this moment, just as he maybe did on the bridge of the Death Star too. Luke has a moment of weakness. You know what I mean? Look,
yeah.
It's not a good movie.
I just don't think it would have happened.
No, look, you're going where I think we all got that glimmer of hope in the Mando.
Well, Josh likes the sequels, Mark. I don't know if you knew this.
I don't like the sequels as film.
Fine,
I like
Yeah.
I like
So
I like a lot of the characters, and I certainly don't not like them as much as like Theory, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, some very good friends of mine love sequels. That's the beautiful thing about film, is that
Yeah.
it's a subjective thing. It's about discussion and art, and you know there is no right or wrong, right? It's just opinion. You know, but like I kind of lost my train of thought there, but the one thing that I do want to bring up that's relevant to this one point is the whole concept of, did Kylo kill Grogu, right? That like a lot of people have been tweeting me that and asking that, and I know you guys must be getting it a lot as well. Do you think Grogu is part of that same time period that Kylo gets betrayed?
No. I think he's doing his own thing. I think Luke trains him for a little bit and then puts him in touch with his family, his people.
Yeah. So I think Grogu will have contact with Ben Solo, but I think that Grogu will return to Din before the temple is destroyed.
Yeah, and
Because-
I think yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's just based on some stuff. Like there's some John talked about a movie called Paper Moon. Have you ever seen Paper Moon, Mark? It's an old classic. It's like a con man sort of takes like an adopted like young lady across the country to her aunts or whatever, and they get in all this trouble. But anyway, at the end of the movie, he goes to take the girl back to her aunt and sort of drops. That's what he's been doing the whole time. That's where she belongs, right? But she's bonded, the young girl has bonded with the con man over the course of the film. And so at the end, you sort of realize the lesson of Paper Moon is that like she belongs with the guy on the road now. She's officially now more his family than her own family. And so I think John has literally talked about that aspect of the film and that parallel. So I think that they'll do that with Grogu, and Grogu will probably come back to the show. I think Grogu will come back to the show before the end of season 3. If that all happens.
Grogu, Baby Yoda, whatever you want to call him, is the best thing that's happened to Star Wars in this whole Disney era, in my opinion. Like, he is a stroke of genius. And I give all the respect and the props to Jon Favreau, because I know that when he pitches the Mando, that was the pitch. You know, this Mandalorian warrior takes care of this baby Yoda, right? Like, that's the high level pitch.
Yeah.
And it's a stroke of absolute genius. So I don't think you have Mandalorian. Look, I could be totally wrong about this, just like I was wrong about the Cassian Andor series. But I don't think you have the Mandalorian without Baby Yoda. You know,
Right.
like
That's the thing. You can't. How does it work?
it doesn't work. Like I mean, do you think he won't be in season 3? Theory?
No, I think he'll be in season 3. I think they'll do a time jump, Mark. I think they're gonna knock out. I think honestly, people are still confused about Mando season 3. I don't think we're getting Mando season 3 until late 2022 at the earliest. I think you'll get Boba, you'll get Mando, or you'll get Ahsoka, and you'll get Rangers all before Mando season 3. And then when Mando season 3 hits, there'll be a time jump. A lot of the same characters from those other spin-off shows will return to Mando because they're doing their Marvel thing. You know what I mean?
I think everything is going to convert. I think we're going to see. It's going to be like Game of Thrones. So we're going to see, one episode with the Targaryens, one episode with I'm blanking. The other houses.
Baratheons.
The Lannisters, the Baratheons, yeah, whatever. I forgot. And we'll just be jumping back and forth between Grogu and Luke and what Luke's been doing, and then jump into Mando and Bo and Boba and this and that, and then they'll eventually all meet together for maybe a common purpose to fight some.
That would be pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. But do you think it's going to break the tradition of the Mando being the cowboy, being the lead character?
I think that's why they're doing it in separate shows, because I think like they're really trying to just frankly model after the MCU. And I think that like if you really, because I've sort of been like trying to listen. Another reason why I got so fired up, Mark, about Pablo, just being honest with you, is that I've spent all year, brother, trying to explain to angry Star Wars fans to give Lucasfilm another chance. Like literally, I'm out here, I look like an idiot sometimes now when people come out and act like an idiot like Pablo did. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. What were we just talking about?
We're talking about whether or not
break the formula. Yeah.
Din is still the main character.
Yeah, I think that
anger in you. What does he say? I sense much.
I sense much fear in you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that those shows will work really well, man. I mean, I've been told, Mark, and I don't know if you've heard this, but I've been told that the Rangers show is going to include Cara Dune, and it's going to include Bo-Katan, and it's going to spin out of Mando, so it's probably going to be in that time period directly after season 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, you know what? Like, just because we're reminiscing about Mando, but you know what other episode I absolutely loved, man, was and I'm not going to say his name right, but The episode by Fujimoto or
Fujiwara, I think is how you say it. I'm horrible. But Rick,
Fumiyara.
right?
yeah. But the episode, like, it was very
Fumiyama.
reminiscent of that scene in Inglourious Bastards,
Yeah,
where
dude.
you have Bill Burr and Pedro Pascal sitting there, and this guy telling the story,
Yeah.
and like, thank God that we finally get to see Pedro Pascal act, you know, because he's an incredible actor, man, and like.
Yeah.
And like the tension, it's like that rubber band's like stretching.
Yeah.
And you know it's gonna pop, you know, because it's obviously. It's also a very good scene because Bill Burr, it redeems Bill Burr's character as having an ethical, moral center. Ironically, he kills somebody to express that, but seeing the Mando's face and like how tense he was, not only when he another thing, like the face scanned him and it went green.
I don't know if that means anything, but that was so cool looking. A lot of the fan art of that looks great, dude, with like the green like on his face like that. Yeah, it looks really cool.
So was the Mando in the Imperial database?
No, so they were just scanning for anyone who showed up as either a rebel or having been in their system for some reason. Everyone else is okay.
Out at Target. They just want to be able to pull it up. If you did something shady, they just want to be able to pull it up.
Yeah, otherwise you're fine, which is kind of a weird system to me. It's like, wouldn't you log who can access this, you know?
There's a lot of weird stuff in Star Wars. Best not to think about it too hard. You know?
True, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that was like a cool episode, man. Like, one of my big critiques this season is that I felt that everything was a little bit shallow. Everything was kids playing with action figures, and it was super dope and super cool, but it lacked a little depth. Yeah. And that episode, to me, was the first episode where you really started to get to know some of these people. You know, it felt like a real thing. You know, like there was actual character.
Cool. And then you had like Fennec and Kara outside, like sharpshooting, and it was a whole team effort. And then Boba pulls up, and it was just it was sick.
My favorite joke in the entire series was in that episode where Boba Fett was like, "Nah, I can't go there." They might recognize me, you know?
Yeah, they might recognize my face. He's like, let's just say they might recognize my face.
Yeah.
Perfect, bro. Yeah, that shit was perfect. Yo, can I share the super secret surprise that I'm not supposed to talk about with you guys?
Yeah, okay.
So check this out. So a couple of weeks ago, there's not that many people watching anymore, so we're probably good to be able to talk about it, right? So basically a couple of weeks ago, I got some weird info about Darth Bane. Maybe some Darth Bane stuff, maybe some Revan stuff, okay? And I was actually told like not to actually to not talk about it because it was a big sort of push and an initiative, okay?
Well, oops.
And oops. And I've heard that one of the things that's going to happen after this next suite of shows moving into 2022, and what I anticipate, and I'm going to say right here, right now, on December 28th of this horrible year of 2020, what I'm going to say is, I think in 2022, they will reveal that Star Wars is now going to be heavily focusing on the dark side of the Force.
How
and
cool.
That projects like the Acolyte and projects surrounding a possible Bane and a possible Revan, we are going to get not only the dark side, but we're going to get a lot of that lore filled out. We're going to get some of the players explained, and we're going deep on the dark side.
I hope, man. That's something I've been wanting them to dive into for a long time. I'm tired of the light side, man. We've been studying them for 40 years. It's all about good, blah, blah, blah. Everything ends all happy. It's like, that's not realistic, you know? And that's why Empire was so amazing and so pivotal, because it was just something that you wouldn't have expected. The bad guys won. But then, in the bad guys' point of view, as everything is a point of view, they don't think they're the bad guys. No one who's bad thinks they're really bad, unless, you know, they're...
Right. Especially in the Empire, the whole thing is they think they're bringing order.
Yeah, they think they're bringing peace and order, and that's the thing. That's what I want to discover.
Yeah.
And Moff Gideon, I think, touches on that in a really interesting way. In that episode, where he's like, he calls his friend.
Grogu has the power to bring order back to the galaxy. He's been gifted with special properties that could bring back order to the galaxy. Yeah.
and he also calls the Mando's friends and the rebels murderers.
Yeah, murderous savages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Murderous savages, and like from a fairly objective point of view, you can say that the rebellion murdered millions of people without
Yeah,
much.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. Look, like you said it best, man. Like this show started putting some W's up for Disney, and like I hope that they realize why those W's are getting put up. It's because they're by hook or by crook, they're being forced into the brand values that made Star Wars great, which is mystical power of the Force. It's the battle between good and evil, and it's the journey of the hero to become better than he originally was. To become a better person.
Yeah.
To make tough decisions. And this show, I didn't love everything about it. I actually think that the stagecraft technology, as much as I'm obsessed with it, tends to look a little cheap sometimes. There's scenes like that scene in the Ahsoka episode. That forest to me looked very fake.
Yeah.
And it looked like a bad set.
Yeah.
It looked like a B movie set to me. But when you look at the show as a whole, it's incredibly impressive because of all of the chances they took with it aren't the kind of chances you would expect by watching the movie before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Mark, I need to know though, how do you feel about dark side? If we're going full dark side, if we get to a point where it's like literally the age of the dark side, right? And like you're getting like the movies are about dark
So
side.
dope.
We're filling like the movies are about the Sith. Like what if we're getting a trilogy of Bane movies? What are your thoughts?
I want to give a quick
My
shout out
thought-
to Adrian and Nicholas. Thank you guys, and we're all gonna read your super chats at the end. Don't worry, we're not gonna ignore them. Thank you. Sorry.
My thought is that it's a little too good to be true.
That's what I thought when I first heard it. Yeah.
I think Acolyte has a lot of potential. One of my favorite characters is Asajj, and I've said that 1,000 times. I love Asajj Ventress.
Yeah.
I think that they hinted that character that Ahsoka was fighting, and I don't know, you guys will know better than me. They hinted that she was a Night Sister, but I don't know if she in fact was a Night Sister.
No one knows.
They did say that she was from Dathomir, right? So
Yeah, something was
Yeah.
going on there for sure. There's a reason Ahsoka was so cautious, I think.
And in
Yeah.
Fallen Order, the only Dathomirans left were really Night Sisters.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
barely. They were like extinct.
yeah, so they've definitely touched on the dark side, I think, in a really interesting way. For them to go all in on the Darth Bane series, man, that would be dope. But like, I don't know if they would or not. Like you know what? Like to your point, they haven't won me over yet.
Yeah.
Like the Mandalorian did an incredible job in getting me
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Keep going with this.
I ain't wearing the pin, right? But like, they haven't fully won me over yet because of how poorly they treated the legacy of the first 6 movies.
Yeah.
And I do love the Filoni verse. I think that's a great way to to like call it. Even though we got to give props to Favreau, because without Favreau,
Absolutely.
none of this happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But okay, what I don't understand is how did he come in there? Why didn't Dave Filoni just go in there and be like, "Yo, let's make this show"? Like what? It's not like he was.
Favreau,
Oh, what do you mean? Just for the in general?
Yeah.
because
Dave-
Filoni
Dave-
didn't have that power. Filoni didn't
He
have
had
that kind of-
not shot. Well, he had not shot live action either, so he needed to. So in some ways, actually, his sort of learning, like he learned on set of Last Jedi, he learned on set of Rogue One. Like he's sort of been a student and would go learn. And then when he hooked up with John was when he really started actually shooting, live action. So
Right.
it was like, and he actually says in the gallery, Dave literally says, the reason I didn't put Ahsoka in season 1 is I didn't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
I knew I
saw that.
wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
I wasn't that level of director. So that's why I think,
Okay, I feel that.
That's why he didn't get it, I think.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, but like Favreau, essentially made the MCU, right, with Kevin Feige and those guys, right? He was the guy
Yeah.
who really sort of kicked that off.
Yeah,
you know?
I just was always thinking, well, Filoni's Filoni. Like, why couldn't he do it? Why couldn't he make this show?
I think he absolutely could, but I think
damn it, I put it backwards.
What? Oh, your pin.
Like fiddling around with this goddamn pin, and I put it backwards. I'm like trying not to frickin' stab my frickin' jugular and.
Right. That'd be a weird end to the stream.
There's an episode. Sorry to cut you off, Josh. There's an episode of a food show that Favreau does on Netflix.
Oh, I love it.
Yep.
That's like maybe 2 years old or something like that.
With Feige?
No, he does it where he goes to Lucas Ranch to have a food cooked at the ranch.
Right.
And in that episode, he basically hangs out with Filoni the entire time. And I'm not sure if this episode was made before Mando, but I think it was made before Mando. I'm not sure. But
do you know about them meeting in 2008?
But they were buddies. Yeah, they were buddies in the Clone Wars, right?
So they met in 2008.
Right,
he was editing Iron Man.
They were on the same lot, and he was editing Iron Man, and Dave was working on Clone Wars, and they met up, and then John was basically like, "Hey, I'm working on Iron Man. Do you like Iron Man?" And Dave was like, "I like Iron Man. I'm working on Star Wars. Do you like Star Wars?" And then John was like, "Do we just become best friends?" And Dave was like, "Yep." And then they went in and did karate.
Oh, dude, they did karate
in the garage, dude. Of course.
You want to do karate in the garage? Yep.
That's what happened, Mark. These are straight facts.
Yeah, pretty much.
But thank God that Favreau gave that opportunity to Filoni, because I don't think, even though Filoni is a true apprentice from the master himself, I don't think Filoni, and even though he did a great job with Rebels, even Rebels is not my favorite, but there's some really good episodes in Rebels. But Filoni got empowered to a level that I don't think he would have ever gotten without Jon Favreau pushing.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Agreed.
He put his boy on for sure.
You will use my trainings.
I mean, we would have had a bunch of Gareth Edwards situations. We would have had a Gilroy thing. We had all these other geniuses working on this stuff, but it took the guy who said, "Wait a minute, I can't really build this without really having the mentor truly affect what's going on behind the scenes." You know?
Yeah.
Look, because he cares. Like, that's what's so cool about it. Is like the reason John respected Dave to that degree is because John literally cares that much about Star Wars. It's not actually about Dave Filoni, and now he loves Dave, and that's cool. But it's more so that John loves Star Wars, and he wanted to get it right because he loves Star Wars. So who's the guy that you go to when you want to get it right? You go to The Apprentice, right? Yeah. So like, it's cool, man. It just shows that like it's not an ego thing, right? Like for John to get out of the way and allow Dave to come in and be like, I don't know if this is right, I don't know if that is right. Like, you let your ego go and you just do what's best for the art, and that's really cool. Like,
it's
that's
cool.
A rare quality.
It's dope because it's like, John knows the live action filming side, and then Dave obviously knows Star Wars to a T. So it's a great team.
Yep, it's a great team, dude. Dream team.
Look, another thing
there are.
Well, now there's Robert Rodriguez, who is joining them to executively produce on the Book of Boba Fett, which I am so excited for. I'm a huge Rodriguez fan. I love his movies.
Yeah, you said Once Upon a Time in Mexico or something like that he made?
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. He made Sin City. He's made... Oh, man.
I didn't know about that. Sin City was a favorite of mine when I was
it's a
teenage years.
Work of art, man. Yeah.
In my opinion, there's only truly been 3 truly independent filmmakers. That have zero reliance on the system. One of them you can make arguments against. That one is Stanley Kubrick. You can make arguments that Stanley Kubrick ultimately was owned by Warner Brothers, and you would have some good arguments there.
Right.
The 2 that you can really make that argument about is George Lucas and Robert Rodriguez.
Agreed.
Robert Rodriguez bought an abandoned airport in Austin, Texas, that he shifted into a studio that I've spent time there. And about 7 guys run the entire studio. He literally bought an entire airport that
and
he
they
shipped.
get work too from Hollywood. They get Hollywood work in that studio.
Yeah, they do. They did that TV show that was based upon the vampire thing that he did with Tarantino. I forget the name of.
Oh yeah.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah.
Great movie. Great
Yeah,
movie.
they did a TV show there. He launched his own network there. He has that independent spirit. So to see him as part of Star Wars was great. And that episode, like you guys saw the clip, obviously, of him playing guitar.
Yeah, man.
And
Cool
Baby
guy.
Yoda. It's like that's what we need our franchise to be filled with. So I'm very happy that he's there. I haven't talked to you guys too much. I mean, not Josh. Definitely with Theory, we've talked about this offline. But the Hayden Christensen announcement is awesome.
Yeah.
I just hope that they really take that stuff seriously. Do you guys know if Filoni is also EPing that, or is he not involved in that at all?
I don't think he's involved, is he? I mean, I know Deborah Chow's on it, and she worked with John on The Mandalorian, but I don't know who's overseeing everything.
Yeah. Well, Deborah's definitely fan-freaking-tastic, but I would say that the glue for that, I see no way that John isn't. I see no way that John won't have his fingerprints on it, and also Kevin Feige. As weird as it seems, but like Kevin Feige will have, and I personally am of the mind that Kevin Feige is actually a lot more responsible for some of the new stuff that's going on over there than maybe even people are talking about. But I think that when it comes to the Obi-Wan show, they are certainly going to treat that with a lot of care. I don't know if it'll be Filoni though. I think Filoni's going to be over with Ahsoka. He's going to go in his own little world, bro. He's going into the world between worlds, and he's making Ahsoka.
Yeah, but because talk about preserving a legacy that matters to the fans and matters to me, and would be the final straw. If they disrespect the character of Anakin Skywalker, / Darth Vader, to levels that are Luke throwing the saber, or
I'm done.
Dying of constipation on a rock. I'm
done. I'm walking away. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine?
Right, but they have to understand that. I mean, there's no evidence to show us that it looks like they've learned some hard lessons, brother. You know what I mean? Like, it literally looks like all indications that we have are that they're treating this stuff with the utmost respect. I mean, Rodriguez said when he was doing his episode, he was not going to take it for granted that Boba was going to show up ever again. He was treating it like if this was the one and only time Boba Fett ever showed back up again, he was going to redeem Boba for all the clowning that always happened from people that talked about him.
Yeah.
And he just put his soul into it, man, So I think we're going to be okay, because there's a ton of people over there right now that are really, again, it's in the spite of people like Pablo. I honestly believe that. I hate to keep bringing it up, but screw that guy, man. It's in spite of people like him. There's a whole bunch of people over there that are really putting their best out there, and we're in such a good place. We have to assume they've learned that lesson.
I agree.
Did you make me jealous with that saber? Is that the Kylo color?
No, it's the Vader one.
It looks orange. Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's dope. I don't know, man. They gotta. I've heard a rumor from Theory. Theory started the rumor that in the Obi-Wan show we're gonna get the storming of the Jedi Temple in a lot more detail. Is that something that you've heard, or is that just like a...
that's just a theory. I'm just calling it, man. I mean, look, we got hallway scenes for Luke and Vader, and Anakin's next up.
Yep.
We have not seen footage of him in the Jedi Temple just being...
Other than the video game.
Yeah, I know. Forget the video game, yeah. But, yeah.
You know what I'm really interested in is, with the Inquisitori and the fact that, a lot of the temple guards actually left before Order 66, and they were kind of on Palpatine's thing before other people. I've always wanted more of an explanation of that because there's so many machinations that this dude had going on, right? That it would be interesting to see how that exactly happened. I personally think that Palpatine was the one that took Grogu, Mark, from the temple.
You think Palpatine took him?
Yeah. Yep. And possibly
It's very
gave him a
possible,
little
man.
training.
Because I made a video on it. He was there when Anakin finished the slaughter, right? He went to the temple.
You see it. You see it in the hologram.
See it in the hologram.
Oh,
When
that's
Obi-Wan's
right.
watching.
After the slaughter, the Emperor goes to meet Anakin at the temple.
Go to the Mustafar system.
Yep.
You have done
And
well,
then
my apprentice.
And then after Anakin bails, he's like, Grogu, where you at, homie?
Yeah.
And he just goes around and finds him, and then, yeah.
How cute is that damn Grogu, man? It's
Cutest
just not
little thing.
fair.
Yeah, no.
He's so cute that I'm surprised Pablo Hidalgo hasn't taken underhanded shots at him. Not gonna stop ever, Pablo. Anyway, look
Yeah,
at
look-
him. Oh, man.
I know.
So adorable.
I know, man. It's my son.
Dude, how like that moment where the Mando walks in, and Moff Gideon has the dark saber over the child's head, bro. That was some good stuff, man. Like
Yeah, it was, yeah.
that was a good episode, man. And like even his little ruse of like, take the kid. I don't care about the kid. I already got what I needed from him.
Yeah.
And like the Mando willing to take that bargain, and then getting betrayed. Like I was honestly a little bit like surprised by that. Like like I was so in the story
Yeah.
that I also bought the lie because I wanted the baby to be rescued so badly.
Sure, yeah.
It was good stuff, man. It was good stuff.
Bullet says, research the people who are heading the Acolyte series. It's going to be woke. Anti-male garbage. Imagine Holdo vibes times a million.
Yeah, I totally disagree, and I've looked into
I think it's
it.
going to be sick, dude. I don't think
Yeah,
they're
it's
going to
gonna be
do
awesome.
anything like that. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome, and guess what?
I mean, I hope.
Maybe we'll be wrong, but
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Anyway, this was a lot of fun, boys. This was a lot of fun. Do you want to do some of the super chats, or
We can do
how do you guys
soups.
feel?
Yeah.
I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and then I'll be back, and let's do super chats.
All right, man.
We'll have
Yeah.
funny answers, you know?
Sure. I'm gonna start from the bottom here. Love all your channels, says Happy Ron. I'm 56 years old. I just made my first Star Wars project, music video, and Mando Baby Yoda's relationship. It's the latest video on my channel. Would love it if you left an honest comment. Happy Ron music and inspirational quotes. Thanks, man. Thanks, Ron. Hey, Theory, sorry that guy mooched you for loving the Luke scene. We still love you beyond the stars, my fellow Force user. Thanks, Lil King. Appreciate that. Thank you for bringing me back to Star Wars. I was bullied. Yeah, me too. And it's never fun, but if I can pass on anything that I've ever learned, it's to just, enjoy what you love and don't let anyone ever say anything otherwise. Don't let anyone ever make you feel oppressed, like, oh, I can't say this because they'll judge me. It's like, oh, F them, dude. Do your thing.
Follow your bliss. Follow
Yeah.
your bliss.
Yeah.
So, can I say this real quick? Can
Yeah.
I jump in for a second? Yeah. So, there was this academic back in the day. I'm sure all of you guys know him. His name is Joseph Campbell. And if you don't know him, look him up and read his book. His book is called The Hero with a Thousand Faces. And it was the book that inspired George Lucas to write Star Wars. And he kind of, Joseph Campbell creates this outline system that breaks down the concept of the hero's journey, or what Joseph Campbell called the monomyth, which is what George Lucas used as a foundation for the story of Star Wars. And one of Joseph Campbell's biggest sort of discoveries after going through all this intense research of like learning all about all of these many different cultures, myths, and stories is that the true answer to life is this concept of follow your bliss. And sometimes what makes you happy might not even be what you're good at. But if it makes you happy, that's the thing that you need to dig in on.
Yeah.
And the concept of follow your bliss is such a powerful thing because sometimes it's not the obvious thing that makes you happy. And it takes a lot of introspection, you know? So anyway, I just wanted to add on to what you were saying there.
100% agree, man. Yeah. I trust Hayden and Ewan with Obi-Wan. Also, we can talk about Obi-Wan when talking about the Obi-Wan, not just Anakin. I love him too, but it's Obi-Wan show. Yeah, but Anakin's reported to be in all the episodes, which also kind of leads me to your theory, Josh. Supposedly. He's going to be in every single episode.
Yeah, he's getting big time. He's getting big time play.
Big feature.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to be inside the costume the whole time, or are we going to get a lot of like flashbacks?
I think
we're getting a lot of things.
Everything. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I don't know if he'll be in the costume.
Yeah, if he's in the costume, I would assume that would be pretty limited. You know. But I would actually like to see him in the costume, to be honest. I think that time period for Vader is so interesting. Well, depending on it, actually. You've said that we think it maybe is 10 years in, so that's actually not as interesting to me. I'd be more interested in, like, young Anakin in this freaking suit, like, learning it and stuff.
That'd be cool, but I want to see Vader rush into his chamber and taking off his helmet and, like, hyperventilating as Anakin all burnt up and scarred and his lips are all gnarled and dry and stuff. That's what I'd like.
That'd be sick, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dealing with the internal struggle of this iron-clad machine-looking thing that, you know, we haven't seen.
Yeah, for sure.
Luke, Ahsoka, Ezra, Ben, and Grogu will save Star Wars. I think Dave and John will, but yes, I feel what you're saying. Which is more powerful, the light side or the dark side? Do you think plot armor is the reason the light side beats the dark side? No, I think the dark side is stronger. I think I think if this is your maximum potential, let's say you're a light side user, let's say you're a dark side user, I think if you use the dark side, you'll get there faster. I think if you're a light side user, it'll take longer. I think you'll be more in control of your emotions, but the problem with all dark side users that we've seen time and time again with Darth Maul and Anakin is that they always get overly cocky, right? Maul beat Qui-Gon and he beat Obi-Wan and he was standing over him and just toying with Obi-Wan with his lightsaber, and then all of a sudden, boom, jumps over him. He underestimated his enemy because he was arrogant. And then same with Anakin. You underestimate my power, and then jumps over him and gets sliced.
Yep.
So don't do it.
Don't try it.
Yeah, don't try it.
Yeah. So, anyways, they always underestimate their power, but I feel like they do get they get more powers, obviously. I feel like than. Well, I don't know about more. I think cooler, like Force Lightning, sure. Force Choke, all this stuff.
Yeah,
you know, it's sick. Hey Theory, I love your content. Two things. Do you think we'll see Bosk in Boba or Boba 2 playing Star Wars Battlefront and Captain Phasma has the Mandalorian staff? Is it possible that she took it?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say let's just leave that thread alone.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'd love to see Bosk and Dengar.
That would be cool. Yeah, those threads I'm totally okay with. Captain Phasma.
I don't care about Phasma, man. No. She was built up to be a cool character, and then, you know, it didn't happen.
Bro, it's just one more joke in a long list of jokes that was the comedy act of the sequels.
Brendan
Smith,
you know
what I do want to see?
Yeah.
One thing that I would want to see about the sequels that I'm interested in and we never really got is I want to see the seduction of Ben Solo to the dark side.
Dude,
like,
right?
Yeah.
You know, like this.
Supposedly in the books, like he's been corrupted since birth. Like Palpatine was manipulating, like, because there's stuff in the Leia novel of like, the reason she sends him to Luke is that she feels this dark presence around him, and we come to find out later that that's Palpatine. And you know how Palpatine says in 9, "I've been every voice you've ever heard inside your head." So
right.
It would be cool to like understand what that was like, and like that Ben was being sort of torn apart from a very early age. But I'm sorry, Mark,
right. Like when he talked, when he was mentioning how he heard Vader's voice and all this stuff in The Force Awakens, you know, it's like, oh, okay, so it's just Palps.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was, you know, maybe Vader's ghost or something.
But in The Force Awakens, Leia has a line where she says Snoke got to him way before that, or She says
Yeah.
something to that effect, you know?
Yeah, she said, yeah.
And if you look at that, okay, on its own, and I know for fact, okay, because it's been sourced by multiple people, that Palps didn't come into play until much later. Okay,
Yeah.
so there was a world where Snoke was indeed the guy seducing Ben to the dark side.
Yeah.
And enough so that Luke wanted to kill him in his sleep.
Yeah.
You know, and Leia knew about it, right? Leia was aware of it. You know, Snoke got to him way before we
Ben-
could have.
Yeah, it was a big secret. It was like the big open secret that they were all talking about, that they were basically raising little Vader all over again. That's the whole point. But they did such a piss poor job of explaining that you're left kind of just being like, what? You
Yeah.
know?
And like, there's something there that I would love to like dig into, you know, because I love the character of Kylo Ren. Like, yeah, like find out, you know, I have my problem with the sequels, but I think Kylo Ren was a great character. You know, like I like the character, and I want to see what made him fall. You know.
I can't believe Mark came back and is the one that's actually down to talk sequels with me, Theory. Are you watching this? Are you watching what's happening right
Yeah,
now?
I was just watching a. Yeah, it was just funny. I read a super
Tell
chat.
me, tell me.
No. He was super loving. He was like, "It's good to have Matt back. All three of you are stud muffins. Theory, keep up the good work. Pablo is a sad loser. Luke Skywalker is back, but it's just funny he called you Matt."
Oh, he called me Matt.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
Hashtag Matt's back.
Yeah, Matt's back. Matt's back, baby.
Matt's back, baby. Get ready, world.
Thanks, Star Wars Theory, for getting me into Star Wars. It's always fun to talk about all the shows, movies, comics, and fan theories with my sister. Have a nice day. Thanks, dude.
With my saber. I talk to my saber all the time.
I was like, is this my diary? Did somebody go into my diary?
Yeah.
So do I. So
I
do
love Luke Skywalker returning. That's it, right? Yo, Theory, I love what you do. Don't stop. F Pob. He says emotions aren't for sharing because that's what. I'm not gonna read the rest. Thanks, man. I want to keep it, respectful as much as I can, but I appreciate your sentiment. They're gonna focus on the dark side. Do it. You're all great. Thanks for keeping Star Wars great. Thank you, Nicholas. You're my favorite. Theory, please continue to do your work. Thank you, Adrian. I will continue as long as you guys watch and enjoy. Pablo stood by George's side when people shat on the prequels. He stood by Dave's side when people shat on the Clone Wars, so I get why he's jaded towards fans. Yeah. No, that's
I am the spy.
Yeah, that's no excuse to be able to speak to someone like that.
Man, that guy's the imposter. Vote him out of the ship. And also, no. Look, I've said this many different times in many different ways. Pablo sucks. Like he just sucks. He sucks as a person. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just don't understand people defending him. Period. The end. Period.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll.
Dude, the email he sent me wasn't even like. It was just like a. Here you go. There was no hey, I apologize for anything that you may have. Even being like, hey, maybe you misinterpreted. It's like, no, dude, I didn't freaking misinterpret anything. You were being rude and mean. Okay, own up to it. But he's like, it's Pablo. Call me. Like, what?
Yeah.
What kind of a genuine?
5,000 people is what I'll call you.
What?
Buddy.
It's like, I'll call you live right now. Sure, no problem.
Yeah,
I'll record it. And if we do ever talk, I'm recording it, and I will make sure that I update all of you on everything that's said. There's no way that I wouldn't do that. But I have nothing to say. Everything was said, and I that's it. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I don't think Grogu's gonna be killed by Ben. But if he was, that would explain the Luke assassination scene. Maybe that was what he's seen when he read his mind.
Possible. I mean, I could see.
I could see that,
Grogu
man.
would suck. I mean,
I could see that.
That would be a heartbreaker there.
I could see that, yeah. But I don't think so. Mark, what do you think?
I don't think so, because like if we are to believe what is being told to us on the screen, when Luke tries to kill Ben hadn't done anything wrong yet. He had just had ideas about doing the wrong stuff,
Yeah.
but he hadn't acted on it or anything yet. You know, and like that was Sam Witwer's point, and I thought Sam Witwer made an excellent point that Vader had done atrocities and crimes, and Luke was still willing to find the good in it.
Yeah.
You know, and he had destroyed all of Alderaan. I mean, he had murdered people. Like, if we're to believe the story, The Last Jedi, Kylo hadn't done anything yet. It was just thoughts.
But do we know
Which we
that?
all
Because-
have. And that's
Yeah.
totally okay.
But that's my thing about that whole scene is that I don't know if and again, this is the movie's fault ultimately for not like just explaining this and allowing us to just know this as fans. But I don't know if it's actually specifically said that Kylo is like without sin at that moment. And I think in the novels it sort of explains that Luke had sort of ignored for a long time like severe warning signs.
Yeah.
Of what Ben was doing. Because when he speaks to Rey about Ben, he sort of talks about how I had seen it before in his training.
Yeah.
You know, she talked about how it would flare up.
Yeah.
And it's literally that he is a sky. And this is what's really, and again, like the movies did such a bad job of explaining this. But the thing that's cool about this is Palpatine doesn't care about Ben at all. He only cares about Ben insofar as he can use Ben to get Luke to do what he wants. He sort of uses Ben to manipulate Luke. That's the punchline of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because Palpatine doesn't care about Ben at all, right? And that's the same thing that's always been with the Sith. Palpatine's selfish. He doesn't care about people, right? And so Ben's like giving all this stuff to this guy that doesn't care about him, and he's being used as a weapon against his own family, right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's a lot that they could have done with it that's actually cool, but they just sucked so bad at like just
Execution.
I think execution, distilling it down to its rawest form, and then sort of executing it on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. The character development, was questionable. Question from Mark. How come Collider has a Pablo Hidalgo mentality? Should I read this?
You can read it. Like, I'm not sure I'll answer it, but you can
How
read
come
it.
Collider has a Pablo Hidalgo mentality with fans who criticize The Last Jedi? I don't know what that means.
So look, one thing that I always try to do at Collider is respect people's opinions, even though they were different from my own. And that's why when I did our top 10 Star Wars list of top 10 Star Wars movies, I refused to have the movies picked by us. And I made the list of movies picked by the fans because I knew that if I would have done the movies picked by us, the list would have looked very original trilogy, sequels, prequels at the bottom, right? And I knew in my heart, because I saw it on Rule of Two and my friends, that there's a huge amount of fans that absolutely love the prequels, especially with Revenge of the Sith. But on my staff, some very talented writers were absolutely obsessed with Force Awakens, but more specifically with The Last Jedi. They absolutely love The Last Jedi. So I'm not going to try to censor that opinion. If that's the opinion of one of my talented writers, they're allowed to have that opinion. But Collider as a brand is definitely not like calling people out or doing stuff like that. The writers themselves might have their own opinions, which is fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But as a brand, Collider never, from like the Collider account, we were never attacking people for opinions. Like, find that evidence, because that's not something that I would have tolerated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please a reaction to the Apprentice Darth Maul fan film on YouTube. I've already watched it like 4 years ago. It's a cool fan film, man. Great fight scene.
It's a classic.
I love it. Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah. I think and hope they will rewrite the scene where Luke is thinking about killing Ben. They could do that, right? Or can't they do that? No, I think it's
They
set in
can't do
stone, man. It's done. Yeah, that's the problem.
That scene, that scene is an interesting one because that scene is actually given to us, 3 different times? In 3 different versions we get of it, I think, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
who's
Yeah.
So who's the reliable narrator?
Right. You get the little Rashomon effect with that stuff.
So we might not actually even know exactly what happened in that scene, you know?
Well, there's no other narrative.
Just like in Rashomon,
now.
I think the final one's supposed to be the accurate one, which is the confession.
Okay, got it.
What are they gonna do? Some dude like some villager walking by. It's like, oh, I just saw some old guy walking into a tent, and then it went all green, and then it exploded.
No, dude, that's exactly it. Luke senses one of the other Jedis is like sneaking into the tent of one of the other Jedis, and they're doing the naughty business. And he gets so triggered by it that he lights up the green saber. It has nothing to do with Ben. Ben wakes up and is like, "What up, bro?" And then, you know. And
Ben just had a dream. He had a bad dream.
Yeah. He had a bad dream.
I don't know, man. Theory, you're a great human being. If I were you, I would be demanding to execute Order 60. No. But instead, you teach us mercy. Thank you. You know, I will never, ever use any sort of platform that I have or voice that I have to encourage violence or hate or anger. What my fans do is I have no more control over that than you do over people you may talk to in the street. But I would never encourage violence. I never encourage someone being canceled. I never encourage hate or any of those things. I speak my mind, and what I speak is prevalent and evident in my videos, and it's recorded, it's documented. So, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you for that. If I was Lucasfilm, I'd approach Theory and try to hire him like Peter Jackson consulted Stephen Colbert on Lord of the Rings. That's very nice of you to say, but I don't think I'm qualified to work at Lucasfilm. I'm a YouTuber, you know?
A similar thing happened to Pablo. Pablo started out just writing like newsletters and little articles about Star Wars. And then he got picked up by that company that then got bought to do the new Disney or Star Wars website. And that's how, you know, so essentially he got that journey again.
Yeah. Well, not to undermine anyone's achievements, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm a YouTuber, and he's, you know, sitting up there, so it's, you know, good for him. But that's very nice of you to say. I don't know if I'm qualified for that. I'm just I just like I'm just a nerd about Star Wars. That's it, you know. It's nothing more. Bit of a subject change, but Cad Bane in the Book of Boba Fett would be a great place to bring him back into play. Right, but Cad might be dead. That's the problem.
Could be, yeah. But what if he wasn't?
I hope not, bro.
That'd be dope, man.
Yeah, man.
I
would
love
love to see
He's
it.
cool. Yeah.
Love to see
He's next
it.
level, for sure.
I did, if you guys want to geek out on some of my old stuff, I did a Cad Bane stop motion animation.
Really?
Back in the old days.
I
It's
didn't
on
know this.
YouTube. If you look it up, Cad Bane stop motion animation.
Oh, cool.
I did it back in the Complex days. But yeah, Cad Bane's one of those characters that there's just something about him. You know, that's
silhouette,
like,
dude. It's that silhouette effect.
Yeah.
He's just
yeah,
I agree.
so recognizable, like just
Yeah.
it's cute.
He's kind of like Montross versus Django in the Bounty Hunter game. Like, we need a big bad that's, you know, that could rival Boba, maybe make him, you know, shaking his boots a little bit. I think that would make things interesting.
That would be
'cause
fun, yeah.
Cad Bane is such he's got that
He's like a Thrawn. He's like a Thrawn of bounty hunters.
yeah, he's got that Kaiser Soze thing about him.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
he's very manipulative and he's a good schemer, you know?
He's smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's sneaky.
Yeah. The
Sneaky
worst is
as hell.
when you're manipulative and you think you're really smart and sneaky about it, but you're just stupid and it's very obvious what you're doing. That's the worst.
That's the worst. Yeah, agreed.
That's very Hidalgo, you know?
I'm about 40 minutes
It's very
behind
Hidalgo.
live broadcast, so I may be off topic, but I just wanted to say Pablo has no respect from or for Star Wars fans. Star Wars Theory has both created a great place, the place for all Star Wars fans. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Look, and I think, you know, not to keep harping on this, but I think
don't
it's
want it,
actually, it's a very honest thing that you're saying. I just want to point that out. That if he ever really wanted to talk, it's not for some empty apology that's really just an excuse that's not really an apology.
Because
But
HR
if you
is
wanted
making
to-
them, you know.
Because HR is making them. If you wanted to have an open dialogue with you and your listeners, right? Because that's what you're all about. You're all about your community that you've built. Then you're open to that.
Come
you
on the
know? But
show.
it's not- yeah.
Come on the
show.
podcast. Yeah, by all means.
I'll try to be nice.
No, we will be very respectful and cordial.
We'll be very respectful.
It is very easy to get your point across and facts across without being arrogant or rude or anything like that, and have a cordial conversation with another human being. That's totally fine. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to necessarily respect their views, but you can respect them as a human being. And I think we could do that. No problem.
We could definitely do that.
That's what I'd expect from people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
I can't read that. I can't. I'll tell you boys later. That's funny.
What is it?
It's just something in chat. Yeah, yeah, it's gone now, but it's funny. That's funny. Please do a reaction video to the Apprentice Darth Maul fan film. Bro, you guys just watching this now for the first time? What's the deal? It's been out for like 4 years. What's going on?
This is like legit the oldest fan film.
It's
there.
like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
6
You
years
guys
old.
remember,
It's
I was
all-
talking to Geekdom. You guys remember Ryan vs. Dorkman? That was
Of
like the
course.
first.
Oh, dude.
I was mesmerized by that as a kid.
Is that a Star
Dude.
Wars one?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Wait, yeah, I might know what you're talking about. Was it like in a garage or something? Like
Chat.
Yeah.
Chat. Go check out Ryan vs. Dorkman. It's like in a lab or something, or like in like a.
Classic. Classic.
It's like one of the first lightsaber fan videos on YouTube. I don't even know if the original one's still out, but that was the first fan film I've ever seen.
Doesn't
It was
have,
great.
like really cool stuff where like in
So
the
good.
wall, like a lot of stuff in the wall.
So
right?
good. That was like 1990.
No, it's 2005. No, it's like
No,
2005.
dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Ryan versus Dorkman? Yeah, it's like 2004, 2005.
The first one, not the sequel.
I think the first one. I mean, look, that's like before Revenge of the Sith came out, so that's like a long time ago.
Well, Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005.
Right. So I think Ryan versus Dorkman is like 2-4. Like,
Really?
I think it's in that era. Yeah.
I remember
Look,
being so. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe time just flies.
Guys, you got to check it out. Show some love to them. Is it possible? Oh, the original one's still up. Okay. Thanks, Blake. Is it possible they will reuse the world between worlds to decanon the sequels? Nah, man. I don't think it's possible.
Nope.
Be nice, but
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, if they did it, it's not like I'm gonna be like, that's ridiculous. I mean,
No.
it is ridiculous. It is kind of ridiculous, but I'm not gonna be that mad. You know what I mean?
I won't be mad. I'll be like, okay.
I'll tell you what I'll be like. I'll be like, that's a bold move.
Yeah, anything's better than this for me. So,
Yeah. I mean, they did make their 5 billion, so I mean, does it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Love from South Alabama. We got your back. Appreciate it, Andrew. Have a great day, man. I could only explain to them how I felt by showing your reaction to the last scene. So thank you. I love what you guys do. Excited to see if they show why R2 and Grogu look at each other like that. Thanks, Mr. Peanut Butter. I love peanut butter. Yeah, do you think they knew each other?
I don't know if they knew each other or it was just R2 being awesome and kind of just
R2 being
reading the
R2.
room. Yeah, and just being like, I gotta be goofy for this little baby. I gotta kill the tension here. You know what I mean? In some ways, I feel almost as though R2 is like this omnipotent god that's that's been the whole time is just holding everything together. So
I'm with you on that.
There's a
So-
theory that everything's from R2's perspective.
yeah, makes sense, right?
Was R2 during the storming of the Jedi Temple? Where was R2?
In Anakin's ship. Or was he?
Just chill.
No, was he with Padme?
Might have been with Padme. I don't know. I have to rewatch it.
I gotta rewatch. I'm not sure on the specifics.
Maybe
It
he was
depends if he went to
doing
the.
death sticks out back with Grogu.
It depends
That's
if he
why
went
they
to
know
the
each other.
to the Chancellor's office, where he was fighting Mace with R2 in his ship already. In the ETA Actus too. But I don't I think he
I'd have to
was.
look into that
I think
too.
he.
I'm definitely seeing in my mind that he was, but I can't know if I'm just projecting that.
Because I know C-3PO was with Padme, when the Jedi Temple was on fire.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, but what was R2 though? That little sneaky little.
Yeah, man. Selling death sticks to the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the quality of these, man. They like, it's freaking flickering.
Yeah, don't show off. Bro. You're making me jealous.
Yeah,
You can get one.
anyway.
Yeah, it takes like 6 months for those things to come.
No,
in, dude.
no. That was Vader's vault. If you get one from Corbin's, like one that's not sold out, I mean, it should probably come soon, or maybe another company, whatever.
Looks pretty
Hint.
dope.
Do it, man. You'll have fun.
Oh, I want to do that.
Episode 9 frustrates me when Admiral says, fire the ion cannons, and they start shooting green turbo lasers near the end.
Yeah. That's just, again,
Mark, so
one
glad
of
to
the
see you back. What's up, Parth? Theory Josh, what's good, fam? Parth, how you doing, bro? Parth was,
Yeah, what
was a fan of yours. Do you remember Parth?
Of course, of course.
Seeing Luke and Mando in his prime as a master made me honestly dislike the sequels even more. Yeah, I had some
heard
people I saw on Twitter that were like, oh, doesn't this make Luke's story... Now you guys can relax. Luke's story is so much more understandable in the sequels now. It's like... What? How?
Yeah.
No, that's
Actually, the opposite might be true.
quite the opposite.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now it's like we really feel like we're missing some pieces. Like now we're like
Yeah, like, what
really confused. Like, so it wasn't just the fact that he was the Luke that was Gandhi that walked away from everything that the dark side couldn't corrupt. He also became Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
and
Right.
then he became Get Off My Lawn.
Yeah.
We're definitely missing a chapter.
There's
in that
some
episode,
weird...
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Star Wars Theory, the VIP server would like you to take a sip with us. Oh, yo, shout out to the VIP server, Josh. Your VIP server too. Let's take a sip.
Oh, a sip.
that?
Indeed.
Okay.
Boys, sip.
Take a little sip, man.
Salute the
Amen.
boys.
Cheers. Yeah.
Why don't you label your Vader film as parody? Parody clause allows you to do whatever you want and get revenue. Humor is subjective, so just label it.
There's some truth to that, but it is a tricky thing.
You know, man, that was a passion project for you guys, and it's gonna stay that way. So, you know, when it was hit with acclaim, even though I wasn't making money from it, I didn't want someone else, at least who wasn't Lucasfilm, to get the money. So, it will remain ad-free always. We can recast Luke next time if you want to, but we needed the closure with Mark Hamill after the trauma of The Last Jedi. I agree with that, 100%.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I got
That
the
is fair.
feeling it was Luke like he was in Return of the Jedi, calm, cool, and collected. Yeah.
Zen. Very zen.
Yeah.
So zen.
Yeah.
Almost like it was a bother for him to open his mouth, which I actually love, because that's how all Zen masters are.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
He just says it as it is, and that's it, you know? Consider taking a few days off and stepping away from these people trying to bait you into drama. You're such a force for good. Don't let these jackals drag you down to their level. I love you, brother. I love you too, man. Thank you so much. Nah, I'm not taking a day off. I'm probably going to give you guys a video about Jawas tomorrow. Top 10 facts
Jawas?
about Jawas. Yeah, why not, man? It's
Let's go, why
fitting. Let's
not?
talk about some funny little creatures in the Star Wars universe and move on from this
I love Jawas, bro.
unfavorable experience. Hey Theory, I've been watching your channel since the very beginning. It's amazing how far you've come in such a short amount of time, and the content you've created over the years is truly fantastic. Keeping you. Thanks, Sheriff. Appreciate it, bro. What you're doing for Star Wars fans and this little insignificant moron and bully thinks it's okay to belittle you. You're real, and that's what matters. Thank you, Craig. Emotions are not for sharing, said Pablo sarcastically to a guy calling you fake and overselling it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well
Yeah.
done, Pablo.
Yeah. As he said, he cried during the crate scene. It's like, what? But I can't cry when Luke comes on? What the hell, man?
Okay.
Why being a gatekeeper, bro? Do you think Grogu will turn to the dark side and fight Luke? No.
No, but that would be kind of awesome.
I could see them training. And
Yeah.
here's the thing. Grogu used to be extremely powerful, right? But he had to
Yeah.
he had to hide his powers so that he wouldn't be found by the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And that Ahsoka line is probably another one of my favorite lines. Like, that one punched me in the gut when she was like, I don't want to see that happen to anybody again. You know, when she was talking about Grogu and his fear, and how it could lead to the dark side. Like, that was pretty powerful stuff. You know?
It was because that's so cool because it's her connection to Anakin is sort of the whole crux of why we love that character, and so for her to be the one that like, yeah, that was cool.
And she mentioned Anakin. She's like, I've seen it happen to the best Jedi Knight, or
yeah.
This question is more for Josh, the business whiz kid that he is. What is the logic for Disney as a business to actively discourage fans theorizing about Star Wars?
Yeah, there's zero positive that comes from that. And that's one of the things I would have smashed immediately. And I would have come down on it super hard. Because you have to understand that we live in the age of hype, and that theorizing and fan engagement with this property and with this stuff is literally a lifeblood, a line of lifeblood to these properties, especially as we get away from box office numbers and we get into different, what basically are just streaming numbers that are going to be thrown at you to, you know, make stock prices go up and down. So in a world like that, it's ever more important that you foster a place for your fans to be able to do that hype stuff and to have it pay off. It's like companies like Nintendo really bother me because they put the kibosh on people wanting to just have more community within their product because they want full control. They want sort of that licensed full control. I've always felt like companies like that stifle creativity. By the way, I don't think George was ever like that. George loved it when people would make parody stuff, talk about Star Wars stuff. George loved the Robot Chicken stuff. George loved the Family Guy stuff. George loved fans having fun with Star Wars. George would have never said your Snoke theory sucks. So there's my soapbox.
Yo, Matthias, shout out dude from BC Theory. I've been a huge fan for years now. Just wanted to show some extra support tonight because of thee who shall not be named. It's like Voldemort. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother. Shout out over there. Thanks. We all stand. Thank you, Equello. We all stand with you. Hey, Theory, I love your fan films. Keep on doing your thing. There's a Star Wars crusade going on, and so many people got your back. It's beautiful. Nerd Theory is great. You guys are awesome. May the bro force be with you. May the bro force be with you too, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro. Sending positive vibes and support your way, Theory. You bring a lot of fun and joy to this community, and your content, as always, is amazing. And of course, the podcast is great as always. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, I hope you'll enjoy it for years to come. Disgusting someone in a power position representing a company can belittle one of the strongest supporters of their company. You helped keep Star Wars alive when he helped break it. Also, Eckhart is a kiss-ass backing it. Couldn't agree more, man. Appreciate it. Star Wars Theory, I have screenshots of the tweets if you need more proof. Of what tweets? You know, at this point, man, I feel like I just want to move on, and it's been raised publicly. You know, we've raised awareness about it, and that was the point of it. You know, so that this stuff won't ever happen again, and that's great.
Look, and this is why Theory is the dude that he is. If it ever really comes back up, he'll be able to be here and represent his point of view.
100%, yeah. I'm always here, man, and I've always been here. I've always been giving you guys as much escape as I can. You know, day and night I work. I don't sleep much, and I love what I do, and I'm very lucky to be doing what I do. And I appreciate the space you guys have given me, and I hope you appreciate the content too. Same goes for Josh. Same goes for Mark. He's not a YouTuber. He does, you know, bigger stuff than us. But, yo, man, let's sit down and play Dragon Ball card games. I'm down, dude.
That'd be fun. Dude.
Yeah, next celebration. Thank you, Madison. Thanks, Wookie. Thanks, Brad. Love you guys in the Star Wars community. Thanks for calling him out. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, you know what? Just being real. We love you, and we have your back. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas, man. Happy New Year. A few more days, then Cobra Kai Season 3. Bro, Pablo is going to be forced to contact you and tell you the same thing I've been paying to tell you, LMAO. Which is... I don't know.
The cheese question? Is he the cheese?
Yeah, no. Yeah, what's your favorite cheese? Thanks, Waffle. Props to Mark for coming in and supporting. Yeah, mad props. Very, very appreciative of that, man. Thank you.
I was so pumped when I heard that, because I was in the DMs with him while you guys were FaceTiming. And I was like, let's go! As soon as I heard, yeah, it was cool.
Cyberbullying shouldn't be tolerated by Disney, honestly. Yeah, and I don't think it is, you know? It shouldn't. Thanks for the great content. Thanks, bro. Lucasfilm lost their way since George sold it to Disney. Yeah, it doesn't feel the same.
But I think Filoni and Favreau are taking it in the right direction.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, and like Josh said earlier in the podcast, there's some W's getting put up on the board. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Big dubs. Big dubs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, so like let's go. Let's keep going down that path.
100%.
And have the people around the brand represent that same philosophy, not for whatever reason just to get some alt likes, you know. Anyway, I'm not even gonna get into it.
Yeah, but it's a well stated point, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's exactly the right way to say it. You know.
Everybody working on Star Wars knows about this channel, including Pablo. He was responding sarcastically to the original comment. It makes more sense. Well, you're entitled to your opinion, man. I completely disagree, and so do a lot of people.
Even if it's sarcastic, it's still tone deaf.
It's tone deaf in a huge way.
Well, there's just so many things playing against it. You know, it just doesn't make sense.
That's right. That's what we've tried to explain. Is that like it's almost like the worst possible combination of things and words that you could do. It's literally that bad. Like it is potentially that bad. Like it's like, how did you screw that up that much? You know, it's really bad. So yeah, again, I don't know, man. Hey, people have.
If it was sarcastic, you know? I'd be like deleting it and be like, sorry for that last tweet. It didn't mean what you thought. I just have a dry sense of humor. Boom, squash. None of this would have ever happened. All good.
Right away.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
But when you leave it up and I give you 6 hours and I comment and people are reaching out to you, and then you delete the tweet, which makes it look like it was something malicious in there. But okay, maybe you deleted it because you feel like it's getting out of hand. Fine. But then you make it your header. I mean, what?
Game over at that point, dude. It's
now you're just like highlighting literally what
you're entering a world of pain, Pablo.
I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Always. And I don't want to be trigger happy, you know? I used to be in my past. So I'm much more methodical, I'm much more slow in allowing information to come in and evidence to come in, and then I make my decision, you know, once it's all there. Because in the end, I will look like an idiot. And then I'll also get someone, you know, people are loyal to me. They'll be heated against some guy. And they don't need to be. So glad I waited. Your passion for Star Wars is shared. That's why I love Star Wars in the first place. TLJ is garbage. Mando Season 2 is what we need. Yep. Real Star Wars fans stand with theory. Disney should course correct immediately. There are thousands of people who can do Pablo's job better than him. I agree with that. Yeah.
100%. Look, I'm not even trying to be rude, but I just don't even think he's really doing anything, dude. It's like the Bobs from Office Space. Like, what would you say you do here other than screw things up on Twitter, Pablo? That's how my meeting would go.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh well. I was bullied as a kid for being fat. Yeah, bullying is never good, man. You should always tell those kids to F off. Just go get in crazy shape and then show them up. That's all you gotta do. Yep. And ignore it. Everything Skywalker Saga was ruined by Disney. Hey, Theory, just a quick message to say you're the best Star Wars YouTuber in the galaxy. Don't let the poodoos get you down. Thanks, man. Well, I don't know. I mean, we got Josh right here. But Josh is not a Star Wars YouTuber. He's like an everything. Yeah, he's like an everything.
I'm like an everything YouTuber. I'm basically just a butthole.
But I think someone came in and they're like, "Yo, Theory, nice asshole chin." Like, thanks. It's genetics. It's genetics.
Still nicer than Pablo, dude. Still nicer than Pablo. Can't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. Time to replace that fool with someone who cares. Theory, you're the man. I've been listening for 3 years and a member for 1. I love you, man. I love you too, Tony. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Jack. Pablo was defending you. There is a 0% chance he was making fun of you. He was being sarcastic to the original comment. Please stop.
Yeah, no way, dude.
It's the same guy. It's the same dude. No,
Yeah. I mean,
Houston,
it's
man.
fine.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Please open your eyes. Please see, you know?
Yeah.
Pablo did you dirty. Keep staying true to yourself. Thanks, man. Emotions are not for sharing, says a guy who got money, fame from Star Wars fans sharing our emotions. Lucasfilm should let you meet and interview Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau if they want to apologize. I don't need that. I don't need special treatment. Just be respectful
What do they have to
to fans.
apologize for?
Yeah, it's nothing to
Right.
do with them, bro.
But they should come on the show.
They should definitely come on the show, but they don't have to
Yeah,
apologize for
absolutely.
nothing.
Yeah, that'd be
And
cool.
if Lucas PR publicity really wants to make things right, what they'll do is that they'll have better outreach to the community, and not have outreach to the community that's gatekept by like the 3 people that are under Lucasfilm's salary that have some random YouTube channel that don't even get views, but actually have community outreach to people like Theory that live and breathe this brand, so that they can have that grassroots communication with the fans. That's what they should really do,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
create better ties with people like Theory who are living this brand 24 hours a day, out of passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
And if you get Lucas on, you got to bring me on, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Can
Okay.
you believe that
Yeah,
would
of
be
course.
so cool, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the closest I ever got to that was that guy who reached out and he was like, for a charity or something. He's like, "Oh, I think I can get George Lucas or whatever," and haven't heard from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George is probably a hard get, though.
I'm a gullible bastard. Yeah. Oh.
It's just
Yeah.
like me, dude. I believe. I mean, like, I'm not even gonna say that because, like, there's people. I was devastated when I found out that he wasn't real, but I'm not even gonna talk about it. Anyway,
Who was it? What are you talking about?
no, it's just like I'm one of those guys that believed in Santa Claus till I was like really old.
Yeah.
Because like, believing is so much better than not believing. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yep.
Oh, damn, dude. Reddit's, right now, shout out to, prequel memes on Reddit. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
It's my favorite Reddit. It's my
Yeah.
favorite
Yeah,
Reddit.
dude. Stuff's lit.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it, man. That's cool. Yeah, someone just sent me a, yeah, thanks for that message, guys. Can someone get this out to them? Prequel memes. Appreciate you, buddy. Whole community there. I love you. Always got your back. I love you and your channel. Your emotions make you powerful, and you show others how to be strong too. Thanks. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with crying. Nothing wrong with crying when you find something. Obviously, you don't want to be whiny, but there's nothing wrong with crying when you find something beautiful and emotional in life. Because look, at the end of the day, everyone here, we're all gonna die eventually. I mean, not to be morbid, but it's true. We're all at one point gonna die, and this moment will go, and all of this bullshit will be gone, and that's the reality of it, So when you find something emotional, feel the emotion and bask in the emotion of what you're feeling.
Agreed.
Because
Life's too short, bro.
there is where you have immortality. Because John Lennon's not dead to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michelangelo's not dead to me. It's like
Yeah.
the emotions that they put into their work still lives on to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a different kind of living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like somebody just said that Josh looks like a young George Lucas. Like one project that I was working on at Collider back in the day was that I was actually going to do a deep fake trailer for a biopic about George Lucas.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
And it was going to take place in George, like as George is trying to make the first Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
It was going to be like a fake trailer for it, and we were going to have Josh Robert Thompson do the voice, but we were going to have Josh do the actual physical side of it, so that we can put George on top of.
Wouldn't that have been wild, dude?
That'd be funny.
People already come at me and they're like, "We know you're related to him," and I'm like, "No."
Yeah, I kind of see it now. I'm looking.
Well, because my last name's Lucas too, so that's another layer. That's like
Right.
really weird. People are like, "I can't accept that." I'm like, "Guys, it's just coincidence." They're like, "I can't accept that."
Yeah, you look like a
Mike
young.
looks
Yeah, you
very-
do. Yeah, a little bit like a
You're
very young.
related. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
true. True. I feel that.
Not a bad thing. But George isn't particularly known for his looks either. So, thanks, guys. You know.
Theory, this does not have to be your fight. You did everything I wished you would do, and you stood tall. I want you to let this go and move on. Done. Yeah.
None.
Yeah, we're moving on, man. Glad
There,
to hear Mark's
funny
back.
thing is that there is no fight. It's an education in manners.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. I cried, but who cares? If someone talks shit about it, he has the opinion. Deal with it. The more you keep talking about it, makes me think you like the publicity it's creating. No, dude, I'd much rather just go back to making Star Wars videos, which is what my channel is about. I'm not a drama channel. I'm not a call-out channel. I just make Star Wars content, and that's what I've been doing since day one. But when someone comes poking me, you know, I'm gonna stick up for myself, man. I'm not gonna take shit. So, and that goes for anybody. Yeah, unless you're completely irrelevant to me, then I don't even care. You're just clout chasing. I don't care about that. But, especially when it's something like this situation, I'm gonna stand up for myself and for everybody and the future people that he'll do it to. So. Glad to see Mark back. Me too. Hi, longtime watcher, first soup. Great to see you're working with Josh. Today is proof that Lucasfilm establishment doesn't understand fans. You know, I think some of them do, and I think a lot of them don't.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of them do, and unfortunately, even some of them that do, just fall prey to the sort of worst side of their own nature. And I do think there's something to be said for just sort of what has happened to all of us on social media over the past like 5 to 6 years, and just sort of the breaking of like discourse
Yeah.
through like social media. So there's definitely like something to that. Yeah. So
Yeah. So, it's interesting. Thank you, Ezra. Appreciate it.
What is it? Another weird one?
No. Mark, welcome back. May the force be with all of you. Thanks, Josh.
My
Yeah.
boy.
yes.
You remember that? My boy.
My boy.
My boy. Mr. Walt
gotta
Disney
give us a
started his
rise
company with
before
heart
the
and
end.
passion. He wanted people to feel emotions. I think that would be upset.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people asking for hucks. We might do a little hucks at the end. So
You
stay
can
tuned.
throw little hucks in there right now if you want.
No, let's let it cook a little
Let
bit.
it cook, let it marinate.
Yeah,
All
let's let it-
right. Love from the UK. Hey, love you back, man. Stay safe over there. The other thing that is BS is other channels posting your reaction for clicks. Love you, man, and everything you've done for the community. Right? Yeah. I mean, you're just jumping on the bandwagon. I support all the I appreciate all the support, but yeah, there are some channels that, yeah, whatever, man. That's their thing. They got to make their money, and do what you got to do. I don't really care. But I got to do what I got to do. I got to say what I got to say, and that's what it is. What's so ironic to me is that I learned about Pablo's visual dictionary from your channel. Go figure. Keep your head up, my man. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I was always, preaching the books and stuff, and the ones that were written by him. I mentioned the author, so it is what it is.
He used to be way cooler, dude. Like, let's just be real. He used to be way cooler. He used to answer people on Twitter. I thought he was really chill. I thought he was a really cool guy. But he wasn't. He was a butthole. And as soon as he started showing more of his true self, we got a good look at it. That's all.
Gru says Josh is very hot.
Who said this?
Gru.
I don't know. I can't tell which way that name's going, so I'll just thank you for your compliment.
Don't call them back. It's all fake by them. You got the high ground. Love you. You're a true class and genuine. Forces with you always. Yeah, there's no reason for any sort of communication on my end. I mean, there's nothing I need cleared up, right? There's no misunderstanding.
Plus, how does that really feel, right? In the middle of crisis, we're willing to talk. Thanks, but no thanks.
Well, it's like you've already done it, man. Like, why couldn't you do this yesterday? You
exactly.
know, when I was asking
why
you.
aren't they? Well, and also to Mark's prior point, why aren't they actually engaged with fans? Why aren't they actually building bridges and relationships with the fan base? Don't give me this protected bullcrap Twitter nonsense.
Yeah.
Give me an actual connection.
It's not even his account, dude. It's not even his account. It's like some sub account where, look, this is his actual account, okay? This is the fake one. Like, there's a difference. He's just renamed it from this to this now, so people won't. It's like,
yeah, dude.
None of it's genuine, man. I don't think anyone. Yeah. I think it's all bullshit to me. Like,
you want us to just be like
you think I'm stupid? Like,
Star Wars, like, thank you so much for trying to save your own ass and not, you know what I mean? Like, thank you so much.
Yeah, and then anyone who wants to agree with that, man, like, you're blind or you're trying to look for some extra swag or something like that, you know, whatever, dude. But
you are lost.
Yeah.
As Obi-Wan would say.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're basically telling the people that you're not going to send Kenobi on this one.
Yeah. No. No.
Remember that? That's all. Yeah.
Simp Nobi, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Obi Simp Kenobi.
Obi Simp Kenobi. Yeah.
Simp Kenobi. I like that.
This is dope. This is like a collision of worlds. Three of us back together. I love you too, Gru. Thanks, man. The real fans got your back. Thanks, buddy. You keep me into Star Wars more than everything, and holy S, the return of Mark. I love the content and everything you guys do. I discovered Josh a few months back, and I'm so happy he's connected. Me too.
Cool, man.
Yeah, man. This is fun. This is a fun pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
I feel welcomed, and I appreciate it.
You feel like coming back more regularly?
Look, I'm always, you know, I've done a lot of changes in my life recently. You know, I moved. I no longer live in Los Angeles, so you know, there's been a lot of changes in my life, and I'm starting to feel really good about things. You know, and like, I think that when I feel good about stuff, it puts me in a better position to have good thoughts about the brand that I love.
Yeah.
And sometimes I felt in the past that I was being a little too negative about the brand that I loved.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that hurt, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
My dad took me to see Empire on my 5th birthday. You guys helped me remember why I love Star Wars so much. Thanks, bro. And you guys helped me remember, too. Empire's... Would you say Empire's your favorite or Return? It's a toss-up for me.
Yeah, it changes like on the hour for me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Between Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, and Empire, literally at any time, one
It's
of
a
them could
mood
be
thing,
my
right?
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, man, Return of the Jedi is super underrated. Like,
Yeah.
people that don't understand that has to be in that conversation to me are crazy. Like, do you not understand that it's like one of the only perfect endings in all of pop culture? Like, a perfect ending is like like you don't get perfect endings.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
See, to me, it's pretty solidified, and it has been for a while. It's Sith, Jedi, Empire.
Okay.
But that's just my personal thing. It's just what, like, to me, the scene of Luke walking into the, Jabba's temple is the first time that I think George Lucas truly solidified in his head what a Jedi is all about.
Yeah.
You know, the aesthetic of it, of Luke walking in with the cloak and the dark and like the exactly that shit. Like, to me, it took George 3 movies to understand what he had truly built.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why Jedi for me is so special. And I think that the end scene in the Emperor's throne room between the Emperor, Luke, and Vader is the best in all 3 movies, in my opinion. Like,
it's all time great. It's just all time great, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
and then like Revenge of the Sith for me is so special because when Obi-Wan tells him, "You were like a brother to me," I get watery-eyed every single time I see it, and I've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Because like I know what it's like to be in a fight with somebody that you love, you know? Like, dude, that's really tough stuff that goes on in that movie, man. Like, and not to mention that I think the fight choreography in Revenge of the Sith is up there with The Matrix and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and John Wick as just the greatest fight choreography ever put to film. You know? So yeah, for me it's pretty solid: Sith, Jedi, Empire.
Yeah. Feel that. Yo, thanks, Madison. Thanks, Brian. I'm not sure we're going to get through all the messages anymore. I just want to let you guys know we do appreciate it. Sorry you had to go through this theory. No one should be made fun of for showing emotion for any reason. Pablo clearly must believe men should not cry or show emotion about things they love. Right, but it was just dry humor, right? That's why it was posted on his freaking banner.
Just super witty. Just being witty.
Just being witty. And then when someone's offended, you draw more attention to it and post it on your banner publicly. Yeah, cool. It's all good. Oh, but you're just joking. You would think they would love us being excited for their content, right? Love you, bro, in your content, and I hate that you and some fans have been hit by Lucasfilm reps disrespecting the fan base. It is what it is, and I think, hopefully this will be a change. Josh is right. Keep this going. It is, yeah. And we all learn, and this doesn't mean that they can't be forgiven. It just means that change needs to be in order.
Look, there's no story here if he just goes on a sock puppet account. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand. Like, people don't understand. Like, if he really wanted to act with anonymity and just be whatever kind of dry humor, whatever you want to call it, if he wanted to just do that, the option is there. Make a sock puppet account and do it. He didn't want to do that. He wanted everybody to know Pablo Hidalgo felt this way. So.
Yeah. Yo, thanks, Stephanie. Appreciate it. Smuggler's Cantina. Sucks. Yes, he does. Think Pablo knifed Theory in the back, and us fans, it was very disappointing and disrespectful. I agree. Yeah. What would you do if Lucasfilm gave you the chance to make an official Star Wars movie? I love your channel and keep up the good work. No holds barred. Anything I want?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd make it. Yeah.
The what?
If they gave me the chance to make a Star Wars movie, yeah, I'd make it, for sure. Get to work with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, yeah, why not?
But what would you want to do as the movie? Or
young Palpatine.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Eckhart's ladder debacle? You saw it on Twitter, man. You know, he started defending Pablo, and I gave him peace of my mind. You know, this is someone who is... Look, I'm very quiet about Star Wars YouTubers. You know, why is that? It's because they've all thrown shade at me over the years, and I've never, ever said anything bad about them, done anything to them. Whether it's Star Wars Explained, Star Wars Comics. I think the only one who hasn't is Stupendous Wave and Mike Zero. And, of course, my buddies Star Wars HQ and the Lore Master. Those are the only ones that I've never had any bad interaction with. I've never actually spoken to Stupendous Wave. Eckhart has, the first thing he ever said to me really was, how much did you make last month? When I just met him. Sent me an email, and I have the screenshot of, hey, we're both Canadian, I just got laid off, you want to help shout out my channel? And I'm like, what? Like, so it just seems like all of these startings for these channels, it's coming from a place that I didn't come from, where I just came from, you know, being passionate about something and wanting to make, and I'm not saying they're not passionate. For me, it came from a place where I didn't need anything. So in a sense, I feel like it was much more authentic, that I wasn't seeking any gain or trying to make this, you know, a full-time thing. I was just doing my thing and having fun. And so when he starts defending, this is a guy that I've seen in comments, you know, over years, would be like, oh, I'm so excited for your fan film. And then, you know, he'd go on other channels and start shit-talking me. You know, I'm not stupid, man. I have eyes everywhere. I watch, I observe, and I know what's going on, man. I know what people say about me. And I'm very, very wise to who I let in my circle. So when someone is going to publicly start talking shit about a situation like this, I'm going to be very real about it. And that's something that you guys have always gotten from me, is realness. I'm never going to fake it. So that's the way it is, man. There's tons of stuff you guys don't know about behind the scenes that I just ignore, and I just, you know, whatever. But when it comes time for me to strike, I strike. Thanks, Connor. Appreciate it. Hey, Theory, I've tried to reach out to you in regards of creating some content. Can we talk via DM on Twitter? Carl, man, sure, yeah. Probably not, though. I never check. What? I never check my messages and stuff like that. I actually had my rep tell me that Pablo actually emailed me, because there are just too many.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it, man. You know, if you catch me on a stream or in a tweet or something, yeah, cool, for sure. But, you know, I get those requests nonstop, and as much as I'd love to talk and help and everybody, you know, it's unrealistic. Nicholas, thank you. And Charlie, thank you. May the force be with you and the fandom menace be with you. By the way, Karen Gillan as Mara Jade.
Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot. I don't know, though.
You don't know? I don't know who that is.
She played Nebula in Marvel.
Oh, okay. I don't think I could see that.
She's actually gorgeous, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you look at her outside of costume, she's a gorgeous, tall, redheaded Irish woman.
Yeah.
She could actually do it, but I just don't think there's any truth to that. I think it's a rumor.
Yeah, I don't see them bringing Mara Jade into the mix.
Yeah. They'd have to change her a lot, you know?
So apparently me calling out Pablo on Twitter means I somehow idolize you? Oh, yeah, dude, whatever, man. Don't worry about what people say. It's one thing. If you're going to be on social media ever, you can't worry about what people say about you if they're just trolls.
Yeah.
Unless it's, you know, something that's very, very inexcusable, when, you know, an official is making fun of you crying about their product. That's ridiculous. And then, you know, puts in your face. Thanks, Vincent. May the force be with you, man. I finally get to watch you live. Sweet, dude. Thoughts on Michael B. Jordan as Windu? Like a young Windu?
Ooh, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
I could see it. She's Scottish, Josh. Come on, man.
She's Scottish. I'm sorry. I screwed it up.
Can we get your hat? Bro, this is my God of War hat.
He ain't never given that hat up.
I ain't ever giving this up. Your reaction to Luke makes me tear up. Thanks, man. We love you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thanks. They won't say it to your face, Theory. Toxic people. I hate the word toxic. I really do. But I see what you're saying. I just say annoying.
Sure.
You're annoying.
Toxic does have a certain sting to it.
It's so, yeah, but it's so like, it's toxic.
It's like it wasn't enough to be like, you're being a jerk.
Yeah.
You're being toxic. Oh, God, that sounds real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird.
Been a rough day. Know you are loved. Thank you, Michael. We support you. Thanks, man. I love you guys. We thank you for the support so much, and I'm always with you guys. You know, keeping you. Don't allow society to make you feel insecure for finding solace in something. Sounds like something I would say. Thanks, dude. I'm just here for Mark. Thanks, Nicholas.
You got a super fan, Mark.
Yeah, you got a few super fans, dude.
Or should we say Matt? Hashtag Matt is back.
What's happened is wrong and evil. As a man-to-man, I gotta say, never back down. In battle, standing back up is when others stand up with you. Everyone here is with you, and you are not alone. Thank you, Fighting Expert. Love the podcast. Please get Urban Acolyte on the show to debate theory on Last Jedi.
Urban Acolyte?
Who?
I mean, I've heard of Prince, but I mean, that feels like, why would we want to do that again? I thought the whole point was to stop doing content.
To
like
stop
that.
talking about, yeah.
I thought y'all.
You
didn't
guys
want
hated
us
that
to
stuff.
Yeah. Who's this person? Are you stirring the pot? Is that Pablo? Who wrote that super chat?
Is that Pablo?
Yeah, I don't know. Yo, Vito!
This would begin to make things right.
Right.
Yeah, right. Did it though?
Crazy ass-
No.
What did Crazy Vito say?
I'm not gonna read it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Sounds like Vito.
Yep.
Crazy dude.
Crazy Vito. We love him.
Yep.
You were really nice to my friend Paul. He's a young creator, and he said you gave him good advice and encouragement. Oh, that's great.
Good.
Yeah. What about Michael Fassbender as Thrawn? Yeah, I want to see him as a young Palps, though.
Ooh, dude.
Be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That'd
could
be
feel
really
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of these comments I can't read, but they're great. You for sure got him regarding the way he does things and the way he thinks. Pablo's gonna realize his BS. Keep up the great work. Thanks, man. Yeah, I hope it doesn't happen again. There's no place for that.
Know who needs to be a bad guy in Star Wars? And Theory and I talked about this off the air, so I'm not sure if you.
I gotta pee. I can still hear you, so I'm just gonna.
But Anthony Starr would be an epic.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, he's great. What do you see him as? What would you want him to be?
I think he'd be a good Thrawn.
Yeah, he could do that. I was just thinking that could he nail the sort of almost indignant qualities of him though?
Because like what I love about Anthony Starr, I mean obviously in The Boys, is that he's on the verge. He's always on the verge of losing his shit.
Dude, it's the whole formula of the show. That's why I think season 2 is so much weaker, because they sort of take that out of it in the first half.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, the whole show, you need to have your butthole puckered up, because he could literally come into any scene and rip people apart. Like, that's literally the whole formula to me.
Yeah, look, and it's fascinating. I mean, I think that he acted better in this season than he did last season, but you're right that the dynamic was a little different. But anyway, Anthony Starr, I think, would be a really good Thrawn. Or somebody, like there's there's a role in Star Wars for that dude.
Agreed. What do you think about Lars, the guy that does the voice acting? What would you think if they used him as live action Thrawn?
Lars, the guy who does
Lars Mikkelsen. I believe he is the brother of Mads, right?
Right. He does the voice
he does the voice in Rebels.
Rebels. Yeah. See, it's weird because the Thrawn trilogy was a big part of my childhood. So I have a different relationship with Thrawn. I don't know if I'm still not 100% convinced that I'm looking at the same Thrawn.
Sure.
But yeah, the Benedict Cumberbatch vibe, it's the right vibe. It's the right vibe, right? Like a master of culture, like there's this line in Sun Tzu's The Art of War, which is like, know thine enemy like you know thyself and you will win 1,000 battles, right? And that little concept is kind of what Thrawn is all based on in the novels. So Thrawn, that's why Thrawn collects the art of his enemies, right? So his ship is filled with the art of all of his enemies, because he thinks that the only way to truly understand people is through their art, right? Through their emotions. I don't know if that comes across as powerfully in Rebels as it does in the novels. And like, I can see somebody like Anthony Starr really digging into that other side of Thrawn as like the master like manipulator, like, you know, badass general. But Thrawn got done right in Rebels. I'm not complaining about it. Like, you know, it was good to see him in there, you know. But Thrawn's, like, I guess I just miss his interaction with Saboeth, you know, and like that element of the Thrawn trilogy that gave Thrawn even more color.
Right.
But Thrawn.
So we've talked a lot about, like, I call him Sabayoth, but that's who you're talking about, right? The dude that was the clone, the failed clone or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about, like, sort of Ezra taking that new role, maybe, right? Because, like, if you think about it, Ezra's now going to be sort of a Jedi-like person that will be around Thrawn and potentially have to work with Thrawn for their mutual survival. What do you think about Thrawn being able to manipulate a character like Ezra Bridger?
I think it's cool, man. And like, that's what I'm hoping for. Like, that's what I'm hoping the Ahsoka series is basically Ahsoka trying to bring Ezra back, or Ahsoka and Sabine trying to get Ezra back from Thrawn, or trying to, like, that's what I hope the series is about. And I think it is going to be about that, because that's the last thing that the Night Sister Dathomirian lady says, right? Like, where is Thrawn?
Yep.
I think that's what Ahsoka like asks her, right?
Yep.
So I think that's what the series is going to be about. I think Ezra is going to be a part of the Ahsoka series.
Yeah, man. I'm really hoping that Thrawn, because, like, the thing, I really love their matchup, because, like, Ezra is so unpredictable that he becomes a real pain in Thrawn's side in Rebels, because Thrawn is so calculated that he likes to be 5 steps ahead, but, like, when you don't play by the rules or when you're super unpredictable, it throws that off, right? So Ezra is sort of a thorn in Thrawn's side, and it'll be interesting to watch a mind like Thrawn try to manipulate that kid, and, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna be very interested to see how they play that. How do they write that? You know, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and I'm also very interested to see how Ezra's light side, dark side struggle evolves.
Right.
You know, because that's definitely a part of his character. But anyway.
Thanks, Ronak. Appreciate it, man. JDF would make an interesting Jedi or Sith. Jason David Frank? The green and white Power Ranger? Maybe.
Sure.
Dalai Lama's 18 Rules of Living, number 7. When you realize you've made a mistake, take immediate steps to correct it. Stay genuine, y'all. P.S. Josh will shave his head when sequels are retconned. Nerdventures.
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Didn't I have like a thing where if the Cassian Andor series ever actually sees the light of day, I was gonna do something, right? Like eat a scorpion or something like that. Like,
Jesus.
Definitely
Dude.
eat the scorpion.
right.
That's super cool. Just
Damn. Don't die, dude. Life just got good. They got retconned. What do you mean? What are you gonna... society jumps to conclusions. Stop. Some take addressing it as wanting attention. I took it as you standing up for the fans, not just yourself. Much love. Thanks, man. Thanks, Chancho. Everything I do, it always has you guys in mind, right? So without you guys, I don't exist here. So I just know when the right time to say something is, right? If I'm saying something all the time with this or that, you know, my worth of my voice holding weight doesn't hold the same weight anymore, right?
Exactly. You're talking about the boys that are crying wolf.
There's 3 times that I've ever had drama on this channel, actual drama. The first time was with the copyright claim, which I wanted to clarify that I'm not making money on this fan film, which is a passion project that I just devoted to the fans. Second time was when that dude started some Twitter drama, which, you know, looking back at it, I could have just ignored it completely, but the child in me got the best of me there, and yeah, that's what it is. And then this time with Pablo. So, you know, in 5 years, I think that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Your class act theory got your back, man. You've had Ashley Eckstein on the show before. Any chances we could ever bring Rosario Dawson on the show? So Mark was the one who was able to pull all those strings, and get us those cool people. So I mean,
Look,
the
I
power
love bringing people
resides
on
in
the
the
show.
Dark Lord.
You know, I think that 2021 is going to bring some cool stuff.
Yep.
You know, and look, I say this again: if Star Wars is watching, and if Lucasfilm really wants to do the right thing for the community, it's not about a token apology or, hey, don't worry, wink, wink, we'll send you the box set when it comes out a week before everybody else gets it. If they really want to do outreach, they'll give you what the community needs, which is intimate conversation with the people involved in the creation of the franchise, right? So if that's actors, if that's Filoni, if that's Favreau, if that's Mark Hamill, when Star Wars puts their people on press tours and they give them to Entertainment Weekly and whatever, Star Wars Theory, Nerd Theory podcasts, whatnot, should be part of that press, junket path. You know, like you should be a mandatory stop in the promotion of Star Wars content and be taken seriously. If they really want to do something right, that's what you do.
Well, they don't respect us, you know. They don't take us seriously, and you know we're just YouTubers, so they want to keep thinking the way they think. That's fine, and I don't want special treatment. God knows I haven't gotten any, and I see others have, and that's fine, man. That's that's their path, and this is my path, and I do the best with what I'm given, which is my imagination, and that's it. So, but yeah, Mark, it is weird, but it's not my decision, and I'm not going to be an entitled little brat. So, it doesn't matter to me, man. I'm here to just enjoy whatever cool stuff they make, and I'm happy to be a fan.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. Just treat all fans with respect. That's it, It's all it comes down to, bro.
Amen, brother.
Think we'll ever get a movie on the Old Republic? Yeah. I agree.
You just might.
I think so. Josh is still too hot. Yeah.
Damn.
Pablo is obviously weak-minded. Stay up. I reacted the same way and jumped up off the couch. Watch the sci-fi on YouTube. Love the channel. Always liked Star Wars theories. Thanks, man. Some of them are... some of them are better than others. Here we theorize, we talk serious, we laugh, we cry. Best place to be. You guys got me dying with the revelation that Josh is related to George LeMayo.
It's not true. It's impossible.
You're the reason why I'm a Star Wars fan and why I'm so open and passionate about it today. Seeing something like this gets me mad. You deserve so much credit for anything and everything Star Wars. Thank you for keeping your head up. Thanks, Callista.
It's very sweet.
I wasn't saying that Filoni or John... Yo, what's up?
So look, on the East Coast, which is where I am now, it's almost 11 o'clock. I have to eat. I hate to leave the party because it feels like I'm leaving the party early. But,
Go do your thing.
This is the longest I've ever... I mean, I feel like I'm on the Joe Rogan show. This is the longest I've ever...
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah.
We go hard these days. We go...
Yeah, dude,
long,
it goes long. Well, it's like we do our show, and then there's like a whole bunch of super chats that I want to get through and make sure I don't miss too many people
And
as
there's
much as
some
I
good
can.
content in these chats, too. Like, some of the time, some
They
of the
raise
answers
good
and
questions,
stuff.
right? So
Yeah,
it's...
for sure.
Right.
But Mark, man, it was so good to see you, brother. Thanks for freaking getting on your freaking Sith jet, flying your butt over here, and sticking up for the homie, man. I know everybody appreciates it.
Oh, man, I love being here. I love seeing you guys. It's a good way to send 2020 packing and bring in 2021, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
Are
you going to be gaming tonight?
I might
done?
be gaming tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I might be gaming tonight.
I'll hit you up.
I'll do one for the loyalists. I'll
Okay,
do
yeah.
one.
Here we go. Here we go.
Alright,
Here we
ready?
go.
Are you ready? The Fast Order! That's it. That's it.
You're not gonna do the spy one?
That was amazing.
Um,
That's my favorite.
it is the best line, right? Like, is it possible that he got redeemed in that third movie because, no, right?
Dude, what?
Mm.
It was no.
He's funny. He's funny.
Yeah, he's funny, but like, dude, they ruined him so bad in Last Jedi that I bet Dominic. I bet he was. Look, I don't want to say
A lot of
anything
the
out
actors were
pocket.
pissed, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. I'm sure he was zoinked out of his mind. He probably
Let's
just.
be honest. That guy is an incredible actor.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, what a waste of talent! What an embarrassment of riches! The quality of people they had with those movies, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And then they just Pablo'd it, you know?
Yeah.
He really hit doggled that one, dude.
They really hit doggled it, you know?
It's gonna be the new saying. Yeah.
All right, guys. So look, man. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for coming on, man. I hope you return.
Theory. I'm sure we'll be FaceTiming in a few hours.
Yeah.
And do you guys still play Squadrons or not? Like not since then?
Not really,
No.
but I'm trying to get back on there with the B-Wing thing, man. I do like the B-Wing, the idea of flying a B-Wing. So
Oh, nice,
I might
yeah.
hop on there. Yeah.
I mean, the game was so buggy back when we played.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun, but
Yeah.
it bugged me as hell.
Not
Yeah.
cyberpunk
All right,
buggy, but just close.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was close.
Later, bro.
All right, peace out, brother.
Catch
See
you later,
man.
buddy.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, bro.
Man. Take care.
Oh, now the chat's all. No, the chat's
They're
all messed up.
ecstatic or something?
No, the chat's all
Oh,
messed
no,
up, so I
no,
gotta
okay,
hold up.
Yeah,
Hold up,
yeah,
hold up, hold up.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. Look, we never know. I never know, when you're in a podcast or whatever, I never know. I always have to go back and just see. But I feel like we were actually, as upset as I was and as upset as I feel about it, I feel like we were pretty fair.
Of course, yeah. I feel like we're always very fair people. We don't need to embellish anything, right?
Right.
And yeah, we're not hateful people. We just want fairness, That's all it is. That's
For sure.
all it is, bro. I gotta fix this now.
How was the chat? I haven't been watching it, but was it overall pretty positive?
We're still live.
No, I know. I just mean like
They're
in
still
general,
going.
like,
Oh yeah,
did it feel? Okay,
yeah. There was nothing, dude. There was nothing bad. Everything's great.
that's good.
And even when there is a little bit of trolling, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Forget about them. You know what I mean?
Forget about it. Hey, it's
Forget
right. You
about
can come over
it.
here. You come over there. You want to drop a little this, drop a little that. It's all good.
Yeah. They come over here.
What you
forget
gotta
about
do? Hey, you want to come over here, have some coffee, play some cards. It's all
it.
good.
How about Mark, man? That was so cool, man. I'm happy that he's in a cool place, and it was cool to hear him say
Yeah.
like he said that thing about Star Wars where he was like, I feel like I'm in a better place and I'm better able to enjoy the brand that he loves. And
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
For sure.
It's cool, and I agree with that. Like if you're in a better place with it, maybe things just hit you better or whatever. So
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, it was cool.
I agree, man. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Show.
For shows. I wasn't saying that Filoni or John should apologize. Pablo is a Lucasfilm employee representing their brand. So if Lucasfilm shows some goodwill, theory, maybe they could get a good interview. It would be good for the fans. Oh, yeah. No, I totally got what you said. I don't mean they should apologize, but
Yeah, maybe I
don't
jumped on
think
that a little.
I don't think it's. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Who knows what I look like now in their eyes, but it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't.
As long as you guys
really-
see me for who I am,
really
it's okay.
doesn't matter. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it really doesn't matter because we knew.
Yeah. Hey Logan. Hey, how's he? Just keep being the legend you are. To hell with the haters, regardless of who they work for. May the force be with you. I like that attitude. Thanks, man. May the force be with you too. I'm at least happy that we can all agree that we love Grogu. I'm a preschool teacher who loves baby Grogu as well as my kiddos. They're obsessed. He's basically become our class mascot. Yo, Stefani, thank you. Yeah, the thing with Grogu is like which I don't know, he's probably copyright. You can't make him a mascot of like a school or like basketball games and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work, right? I guess they would have license over that IP, so. Yeah.
What was that thing where you can't have like Spider-Man
Parody
stickers or something on your classroom wall?
Yeah, I know a lot of that stuff is like weird with all that, so you're technically not even supposed to sing Happy Birthday. I believe even Happy Birthday, the
What?
song is like, it's DCMA-able, I believe, yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I think so.
Huh.
And that's even if you sing it, bro. If you just like hum it, they can DCMA you.
Star Wars City, what is your and the other two guys on your stream's favorite Star Wars costume?
I mean, Slave Leia is always a good one, you know.
I think Boba Fett.
Boba Fett is an awesome one.
Yeah.
I love seeing a good Boba at a con. You see a good Boba, and
Yeah.
it's always cool.
It's crisp. Good
Yeah.
Vader.
When you see those Vader suits, where you're like, dude, they spent money on.
Well,
that, then
Dupree,
yeah, like-
you know, the one in my fan film, that was
yeah, he's great.
10 grand, man.
Oh, yeah. That's his suit.
That's his suit, 10 grand US.
Wow. Yeah, dude. When you see that, then I mean, it is pretty impactful.
It was
when you see
frightening,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Because then he has the lifts and the shoes, and he's like 6'7" or whatever, and I'm like, well, Jesus, dude.
That's really.
And he's
cool.
literally
That's
like
super
towering over you, and it's just like in the scenes, like it's breathing. It's just Vader. It's like it was very, very.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was scary. It was cool, man.
Sweet.
Um.
Oh, and just because I know his Marks is Rose Tico.
Right. Yeah. No, it's Hux.
Sorry. Yes, Hux.
Nice to see Vin, Peter, and Matt.
I don't even know, dude. Vin, Peter, and Matt. Like,
Vin Diesel, Matt. They called Mark Matt, and then you're Peter. Peter who?
Am I Peter Parker?
Peter Griffin.
Peter, right? Man, I used to be able to do a really good Peter.
Whoa,
Griffin.
hey there, Loris. Oh, I can't. I can do a good Herbert.
I used to be able to do one. I can't find it. Yeah.
Well, how you doing?
Herbert's great. Yeah.
Why don't you come down here? Give me the paper.
The lightsaber one where it's all like hanging over, and then Chris comes in and it goes straight.
Oh God.
Just in time.
Yeah. Just in time. Fellow cancer survivor, Canadian here. My son showed me your channel. Love it. Thank you for wearing your heart on your sleeve. Stay strong. See you around, brother. Thank you, Fandom Empire. Appreciate that, man. And I'm happy that you survived that crap.
Yeah.
What was it like meeting Hayden at last celebration? Like this. Next. Next. That's what it was like.
So honest. That's so honest, but it's so true.
That's what it was like, man. I got to look him straight in the eyes, though, and he looked at me in the eyes, and that shook hands. That was it. Felt like time stopped.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Gave me a little smirk. That was it, man. And then I had Ian McDermott on this side right here. He was holding the lightsaber, his lightsaber. It was cool. But yeah, I wish I got to actually like hang out, talk. I got to talk to Ian though. That was sweet when he signed my my saber.
He was pretty chill.
Yeah, super chill. Yeah. Went right up to him like, "Hi, Ian. How are you?" He was like very courteous. I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
Great interaction. Yeah. Asked him if I could ask a question, and it was a cool experience. And then I walked away, and then they're like, "Oh, sir, excuse me." I'm like, what? It's like, don't you want your autograph officially verified? I'm like, what? They're like, the sticker. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And then they like put a hologram sticker on it, so that it's authentic. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even care, man. I just was happy I got to
Dude,
meet.
2022 is gonna be so lit. Everybody just keep holding on, man. Keep holding on.
Mm-hmm.
2022 celebration.
Yeah. Who would win in a cell match? Hell in a Cell match? Young George Lucas or Steven Spielberg? I think George Lucas.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess George. That's a weird question.
George looks like
My
a dirty
brain-
fighter.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That question is doing something.
Low
really
center
weird
of
in my brain.
gravity. He could.
I
feel like he would just-
judo throws him over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd
man.
work, Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, Tobias, I closed my PO box, bro. Yeah, a long time ago. Sorry about that. Theory, you should join Cameo. Would appreciate you sending personalized messages about Star Wars. Also, just watched. Wanted to say hello there. Say General Kenobi. General Kenobi. Yeah, I've actually been contacted by the Cameo guys like over a year ago to do Cameo. I turned it down because I don't know, bro. The idea of like getting paid to say something to fans is weird. I feel like I should be accessible to you guys, like in live streams and stuff. I would just feel weird. And nothing against people who do Cameo. That's awesome, man. You gotta. Their time is maybe more worth mine or whatever. But you know, I just feel weird. And that goes for sponsorships on videos. I get sponsorships on videos for every video. You know, $5,000 minimum, and I turn them all down because I just want you guys to enjoy the content. It's just funny whenever people say, "Oh, making a video about Pablo for money." It's like,
oh, they have no idea. That's some straight ignoramus right there. Yeah.
if you only knew, dude. You know.
Yeah.
If you only knew. I'm smart. If I want to gaslight and rally, you know, people behind me over stuff. There's stuff I can pick and choose from every day, but I'd rather just focus on Star Wars, man. I just want to make cool content, and that's it, bro. Right? Like, using my imagination to make videos is what keeps me entertained and keeps me happy, and I feel like it keeps a lot of you entertained, and that's just the trend that I started, and that's the trend I want to keep going on. So, sponsor your videos so you can fund shit. Yeah, well, I fund shit on my dime, right? So, like that little cinematic you guys saw, you know, that was not cheap, man. So that was, I think, 4 figures right there, you know, somewhere in there. I'm not gonna say what, but it was quite expensive, and you know, that little 3-minute thing. But these are all things that I do because I love you guys, and I feel like I owe it to you to give you back something. For all the super chats, for all the views, for all the support you guys have given me, and I just want you to know that I appreciate it all. So when people say that stuff, it's like, oh, you do these things for money. It's like, man, jabs me in a weird way. You know, it's like,
You know, and we have talked though about maybe doing some sponsorship stuff in 2021, and we want to sort of grow the show, but it would really need to be the right product. You know what I mean? Like, this podcast, there's something pure going on here, you know? So it would not be right if we worked with something that wasn't also pure. You know what I mean? And so there's always the potential of that, but it's not like a high priority. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
no,
That's-
you know, I'm open to it. It's just got to be
Yeah,
the right
yeah.
product.
exactly. Like, it would have to be like it would have to be the right product. Yeah. And I don't even know what
Yeah.
that looks like. I haven't seen anything that looks like it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Like, the latest thing I did was the Star Wars Celebration merch. That
That's
wasn't
cool.
that wasn't for money, man. That wasn't for money. Like, I didn't want any money or nothing. I was just, they're like, hey, like, we want to advertise our stuff on your channel. Like, we'll just send you some swag. And I'm like, cool, man. I'm down.
Yep.
Do it up.
Yep.
Easy. You know.
I haven't worked with a brand in 2020 almost at all, and I've had some opportunities. Well, that's actually not true. I mean, technically before the pandy, I think I did some stuff in January, February, but like,
Yeah.
I actually kind of had this feeling, and maybe it was just me, but I just kind of had this feeling that like selling hard this year would have been a little tone deaf. Like, sort of like going hard on that would have felt a little weird to people going through some financial troubles, you know? So
Yeah.
I just chose kind of just focus more on, whether it be the ad revenue or the memberships or whatever, just getting direct from them or whatever.
Yeah. I did one ad a while ago when I did that little parody for episode 2. And I specifically put it in a parody video because I didn't want you guys to get hit with an ad when you're coming to like a regular lore video or something like that. So I was a little tactful in that sense, but that helped pay, pennies, but still something towards the cinematic that you saw. So
yeah,
I just want you guys to know the real me, the ones that are here. So whenever people say, "Oh, we're doing it for the money," it's like, yeah, man, let them know. Don't talk out of your ass. Genuinely care about my fans. I don't want to exploit them. Would I like to see a Fallen Order style game that takes place between season 2 and 3?
Of Mando? Huh. That
Sure.
could be really cool.
Yeah, it'd be neat. Yeah, for sure. By the way, welcome to how the fandom menace was birthed. We didn't start as a toxic fan. As toxic fans, we were branded by a toxic company.
Yeah, I feel...
I've got some friends in there. Not all of them. Some of them are assholes, but some of them are actually very nice people.
Yeah, I would co-sign that, and I think that to a degree you're right, and I think to a degree that was ignored by people. I think there was a lot of people that didn't fully understand what was going on. I think there were a lot of people in the fandom menace that didn't act perfectly back then. I know that I didn't act perfectly back then.
None of us did.
So, yeah. So I think that the main point is we need to stop attacking each other, and we need to focus on the real problems. That's what I'm about.
Yeah, it's not a me thing. It's a all right. Let's frickin' band together and work together.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. All Star Wars YouTubers, all people who are passionate about this. It's about what's right at the end of the day. It's not about gaining leverage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to see. Will they sacrifice Grogu to explain Luke in The Last Jedi? I hope not.
Better not.
I feel like a lot of people would be upset. Anyone can help Star Wars. For example, Dungeons and Dragons 1984 had a different writer on each episode, used a character Bible.
Yeah.
Eh?
No, I mean, look, I see that point. He's just saying it's not as hard as... Yeah, no, they screwed up. They screwed up some very basic things, yeah.
Sending support, keep doing you, man. Thank you, buddy. Watching Mando finale live with you in the community was a great moment when Star Wars fans came together to share their passion and their love for the amazing universe. Is the closest thing we have had to the Force. Much love, Theory. Thanks, bro. I agree. It was a very beautiful experience for me, and it was very nice.
Yeah, man. It was super cool.
Mark C, I wasn't going to stop trending until you tweeted. I was going to stop tweeting until you trended. Thanks, man. I like turtles. That's cool. Me too. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, bro. Which Star Wars show are you guys excited the most about? Mine is Acolyte. Sounds very interesting and diving into the dark side. Obi-Wan show for me.
Yeah. I'd have to say Obi-Wan, maybe Ahsoka right after that. I'm really excited about a lot of them. It's like an embarrassment of riches, right? But yeah, Acolyte is very interesting to me. And again, I really just don't buy into this. Like, oh, that show's going to be horrible. Just wait and see. Let's just not do that anymore. Like,
yeah, I
let's
hope
just
not.
wait and see. And I understand too that like them saying female-led on May the 4th was like, again, like what was that even about? I get it, but like let's just chill. Let's wait and see.
Right. We should be talking about the Epic Vader 2 trailer as a fandom, but trolls like Pablo divert the attention. You're creating better content than him. Thanks, bro. I don't think he diverts the attention. I just think, that's out there for you guys, and if you want to enjoy it, cool. I'm happy for that. That was the point of it. You got a wonderful apology from the Lucasfilm PR department. Where?
On Pablo's tweet.
Oh, is that what he's talking about?
That's probably what he means.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably sarcasm, you know.
Yeah, probably. I love you guys. You make loving Star Wars more fun. Thanks, man. Yeah, I didn't know I posted a 2 times Let's Go 3 for 3. You ever plan on addressing the fans berating Lucas for over a decade before he sold to Disney? I've addressed that many times. Yeah, I've addressed that many times in videos. So
Yeah,
not sure where you've been.
The thing is, it was a bad look. So, yeah.
Well, I think partially the main reason that he did sell it was because fans were such assholes to him.
Oh yeah, look, Star Wars fans need to live with the fact that we are sort of insufferable in a lot of ways, you know. And I've been joking about it and like trying to make light of it. And this situation is serious, and like we just try to do our best to try to talk about this honestly with you guys. But yeah, man, like totally, Star Wars fans are tough. I even said to Eck when I was talking to Eck on Twitter, I said I get the idea that Pablo had to deal with Star Wars fans, and that Star Wars fans can be ridiculous. What I don't understand is how you can't extend that charity to Star Wars Theory. Why does it stop there? Why, you know what I mean? Like, I just didn't understand.
What does that have to do with someone's actions?
What does what have to do with his
What does it have
business,
to do with what Pablo did?
Oh,
So
well, it doesn't
if
excuse-
someone treats someone poorly, then that is the green light for them to go and do the same thing. So then what, the whole world is just going to keep treating each other on hate?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with what you're saying, and yeah, it doesn't excuse his behavior. I think it could maybe make a little bit more sense, but this is the thing. When you're in that position, the position calls on you to be certain things. And if you're not capable of living up to the position that you have, that's not on the position doesn't stop being as significant. The situation doesn't change in the public relations sense. It's just that one person in that chain is not living up to their end of the bargain. And in this example, that's Pablo. So my thing with this was, I get it. And even Pablo, I can still like forgive and understand that, like, holy cow, Star Wars fans can be crazy. But this exact instance is it's just another example of a pattern of behavior.
It doesn't if I was going at him and I was like calling him names and this and that, then for sure, man. Okay, yeah, I deserve it. That's one person to another. Even then, he should be the bigger man.
Absolutely, yeah.
I found it on a freaking thread of a tweet of a dude posting a picture of me with boogers coming out of my nose and tears out of my eyes, crying over Luke Skywalker, a screenshot, and then a whole, like, thousands of people liking it, and then just freaking comment after comment after comment being like, this guy's a piece of shit, worst part of the fandom, everything wrong with Star Wars fans, this guy's faking his reaction, blah, blah, blah. And I see Pablo's reacting to it and talking. I'm like, well, what the hell is this guy even saying? Why is he even in this whole tweet is bad. It is negative. It is all about making fun of me.
Yeah,
what
why
is
would
he
you-
doing in here? And then
Yeah,
I see his, and then so I'm like, okay, I'll chill out. And I put out a tweet. I'm like, hey, can you guys let me know what he's saying? He sees that. He deletes the comment because people start going after, like, yo, what's the deal? Why are you saying this? Then puts it on his banner, and then I'm supposed to believe that and that it's a dry humor. Oh,
Yeah.
misunderstanding. It's like, oh, no.
It's just, that doesn't make sense. That's beyond charitable to the point of
No.
like just
No.
being, like,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, dude.
No way. No way.
Get out of here. I don't buy that.
Me neither.
I don't buy that. And then you reach out to me the next day when you're feeling the heat.
Yeah.
You don't give a crap.
Dude,
HR was coming down on you. You don't give a crap about me.
100% does not care. Does not care.
Misunderstanding.
And
Yeah, right.
and probably still thinks he's invincible, and probably still doesn't
Yeah.
care.
There was a girl who tweeted under that. You can read her tweet. I forgot her name. She wrote a long thing how she applied to some division at Lucasfilm, and she said that she learned some stuff about Pablo and what he was doing and how he was actually supposedly, what she said, is taking screenshots of fan comments and making fun of them to his friends. It's all there. It's all under that whole. It's in that whole thing, and it's like, yeah, man. You know what?
Yeah.
After this, I don't deny it anymore. You know.
Yeah, there's just no way I can defend his character.
I can't
And that's
defend
not,
that.
like,
And if
That's
you
not me
defend
being-
that, I mean, what are you trying to get? Are you trying to get money? Like, are you trying to get free movie tickets?
Yeah.
Or what's the deal here?
Yeah. It's weird.
I don't get
It's
it.
weird. Yeah.
Star Wars has changed my life, and it means more to me than a lot of people. So, if anyone's going to be defending Lucasfilm, it's me. And I feel like I've done enough of that in my time on YouTube, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
When does
I
the
feel
buck
same way.
stop?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's. I mean, like, look.
Does it stop when you drop me from, you know, all the other events that the Star Wars YouTubers get to go to? I still don't really say anything. But when you start coming after me, does it stop when you copyright my fan film? Mind you, that wasn't Lucasfilm. That was the others. I wish Lucasfilm would copyright it. In my agreements, I was totally cool with that. I was like, you guys can take the money. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, let me crowdfund. You know, I don't want to have to pay for this whole thing myself. And they're like, unfortunately, we can't do that. You know, and I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll just do it myself. I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. And then, so I did.
Yeah.
You know, and it was cool. It was great. No regrets. If I wanted to hop on the drama train and sympathy train, man, you know, I can do that. I'm not here for that. I'm here to talk about Star Wars. I'm here to talk about something that's special for me. So, anyone who wants to spin a narrative and put words in my mouth, that's on them. You know, I don't... people aren't always going to like you, and that's the way it is.
Yep.
Whatever.
That's the way it is.
If it was sarcasm or a bad joke, it wouldn't have taken 16 hours to respond of him hiding behind the wall of protection I call BS. Yeah, me too. It was more than 16 hours. It was more than 24 hours. Yeah. What's your take on fan entitlements? By the way, I love your stuff. You've helped me get through 2020. Thanks, man. Fan entitlements. What do you mean? Josh, what do you think he means?
Well, I mean, fan entitlement in some ways could be looked at as a bad thing, for sure. But I think that the opposite side of fan entitlement, you'd find yourself in this situation of like purposely not giving fans what they desire. And if I have to choose two, I choose fan entitlement all day. So if that's what you're trying to say, person, bugger off.
When are you gonna... No, I think he was just asking actual question.
That's true. He was probably being
He was
nice.
just being very nice, yeah. When am I gonna build the Slave 1? Soon. First theory. First a theory. Mando becomes a Force user given that he has a strong connection to Grogu, thus becoming an ultimate badass. Second, never raise the white flag to Twitter hacks.
I agree.
Twitter hacks. What's that?
I think it just means
Oh,
that-
Twitter hacks, like Twitter idiots?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
never.
I love your work. This is the way. Thanks, man. Plot twist, the sequels were just a vision or a dream. Terrible nightmare. Love the content. Thanks, bro. Chances of Kate Blanchett as Satine, Liam Neeson, Natalie Portman, young Ahsoka, maybe Rosario, and Tem as Rex and Cody in Kenobi flashbacks. Oh, I'd love a Qui-Gon flashback. That'd be coolest. That'd be the best.
Qui-Gon flashback would be the best. Yeah, I'm actually really anticipating that. And if they get Liam, would be really great. For
Yeah,
sure.
I think we'll hear his voice. He has a very iconic voice, so it should happen.
Yeah.
There's always a bigger fish featuring Mark returning to the live streams. I love you, Josh. In theory, make sure he's... And Mark's here for the future. And Mark here's to the future of these streams. Yeah, I hope he comes back next week. It'll be fun.
Yeah, man.
Darth Danker, thank you, man. Don't let people who are upset with their own lives ruin yours, my friend. Keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you for expressing all of your thoughts and opinions about this amazing saga. By the way, Jason Solo versus Kylo Ren. My money is on Jason. Keep it real. Thanks, man. I love Kylo Ren, but I gotta give it to Jason Solo, dude. He's just way more powerful and accomplished.
Yeah. And he's not a soft baby boy.
Yeah, he's not whiny.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about the drama, bro. Good to see Rule of Two and Nerd Theory combine. I love the content. Thanks for all you do, man. Been bullied for liking Star Wars 2. It's tough, and then you eventually grow up and you're like, yeah, screw these guys. Who cares? Fandom Menace has your back. Too many fake people. I appreciate that, man.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think it's, I'd love to come together, and yeah, I don't think infighting is a good thing ever amongst Star Wars fans. Regardless, sequels, originals, whatever, prequels.
Agreed. Yeah.
It is what it is, man. People are allowed to have other opinions. It's fine. I really wish Lucasfilm would go do a live-action story of Grandmaster. Yeah, I'm not reading that. You almost got me.
Almost had me in the first
Almost
half.
had me, dude. Yeah. Wouldn't be cool if Luke and Ahsoka meet. Yes. I'm ready for war, says Vito. Vito's just...
Yeah, man.
Dude, Vito's...
probably been fired up all day, dog.
Yeah.
It's been a day.
Vito's a homie, man. Yeah, it's been a couple days, man. Yeah, yesterday I was just kind of wondering, like, what the hell's going on, dude?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
Ventress and Boba series would be amazing. Love the vids. Thanks. She's dead at this point, so would you want her to come back in a flashback or something?
Maybe a young Boba Ventress.
Yeah.
That could be
so cool. Seen the Luke deepfake next to the Mando? Amazing. Oh, the video of where they did a Luke. Yeah, his eyes were more realistic.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's crazy how that tech can do better than Hollywood sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's weird. What's up with that?
It is. I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah, that makes
and like
sense.
the what's that movie with Scorsese?
Irishman.
Did you see the deep fake that they did on YouTube with that? Like so much better than the movie.
So crazy, dude.
How? How do you do this?
Yeah.
How are you better than the actual studio?
It's crazy, dude. Hollywood. What are they doing over there, bro?
Like, I don't know. Love your channel and crew. Do you think that the Mando will actually team up with Cara Dune and Bo-Katan as one of the Rangers in Rangers of the New Republic? Oh, that'd be sweet.
Could be. I would love to see him pop up in some of the shows. I think that would be really cool. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think that would be really cool.
That'd be cool indeed. Yeah, do you think he's going to get Mandalore or Bo will?
I think it's him, man. I really do. I think Bo understands. Like, if she was going to take the saber, she was going to take it then. You know? Her not taking it in that episode means she's not taking it.
Yeah.
So I think it's his.
What if Obi-Wan was so guilt-stricken by Anakin's turn to the dark side that he mentally tortures himself playing back interactions with that character where he could have better seen the red flags? Oh, I like that idea.
I really like that, yeah.
Started off with like a what if, and then you're like, what the hell is going on? And then Obi-Wan wakes up from like a dream.
Well, if you think about it, I love that concept of like, and we see this in Clone Wars where Anakin just pushes the line. He just pushes it, bro.
Yeah.
You know? And we see it in this season 7 when he tells that one dude that he's like, I have no weaknesses, or I don't have such weaknesses. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, going back and seeing some red flag moments with him would be great.
It'd be cool. Yeah, I wish I could find the citation for that first part. The first time Obi-Wan saw Anakin kill someone or whatever, use the Force was when he like lit someone on fire in Legends. I just can't remember what it was. It was like some book by Scholastic or something like I don't know.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah. It is. Oh, I think we're gonna cut the stream short at 3.5 hours. Not short, but
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we're tired, everybody.
Yeah, we're tired, man. I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
Would you ever work for Lucasfilm if offered?
I would consult. I would
consult. I would. What would be the terms and the conditions and. But I'm really happy with where I am right now. You know.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. We're working on a different like.
I eventually want to just do my own thing, you know. And
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
always
Like,
love
it's
Star
weird.
Wars. I'll always enjoy Star Wars. I'll always like pop in on the channel here and there. But you know, I don't know, 10 years or something, I'd love to be writing my own book, like my own stories
Exactly.
and making my own movies. That's what I want to do, you know.
Yep.
That's my dream.
Yeah, man, I'm with you on that. Like, there's just so much cool opportunity in the next, very many years. So
I think you, me, and Mark will have some really cool opportunities.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna do some projects together for sure, or at the very least, hang out on some cool ass sets and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Big time. Big time. Hey fellas, how y'all doing? How do you think what do you think is all gonna happen with Thrawn? Cheers from Berta. Yo, stay safe over there, brother. I think he's gonna come in like Thanos.
Yeah, he's gonna be big. I think big. I think they're gonna build him up. I think they're gonna tease him out. I think they're gonna go big.
R2 was an Anakin's ship. Oh, excuse me. R2 was an Anakin's ship when he went back to see Padme. Okay, so R2 was at the temple. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Please react to my brother's vid. His handle is Posterity, and he works tirelessly on it. P.S. You're in it. Oh, cool, dude. They should legit introduce Luke's clone, Jake Skywalker, in the series, and legit make the Luke we saw in the sequels not actually Luke.
That'd be interesting.
I haven't seen that one
Then
yet.
I'm-
It's a funny theory.
But then I'll get mad that he died, because if that's true, it's not cool unless he knows he's not Luke. You know? So I don't know.
Fans chat on the prequels. Pablo was by George's side. Fans chat on the... Wait, I already read this one. I kind of get why he's jaded towards the fandom. Yeah, I totally get why he's jaded towards the fandom too. But, you know, I'm jaded.
Yeah.
Everyone's jaded.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't
not
make it
an
okay
excuse.
for you to do those things. So, I don't want to keep talking about it. Kind of want to move on. I would like to say during the time of the sequels, I was a jerk to you, Theory, and YouTuber Thor Skywalker, and I would like to say I'm sorry. Well, thank you, Cosmic Reader. Much love, man. You know, that shows true heart, and that's something a lot of people can't do, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. Really.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan vs. Anakin? Only one war style by Hello There Animations. Oh, cool. How long we gonna act like Pablo don't look like Wayne Knight on Jurassic Park? Theory, we got your 6th. Thank you, Jamie. Who the hell's Wayne Knight? Newman? Is it Newman's character?
I think it might be, yeah.
Oh, Jesus, dude. That's not nice.
Yeah.
Nothing against Newman. I love Newman.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Star Wars fan film Origin?
Origin.
No. Have you, how long are we gonna, right, what do you think of the Chad Vader videos from years ago? Which ones? What do you mean?
I don't know what those are.
Theory, you're qualified. Ryan Weber was a YouTuber making fan films, and LucasArts hired him. He has 2 Emmys now. Oh, good for him.
Yeah, man.
I'll take your Cad Bane and Boba and offer Hondo and Obi-Wan. Oh, that'd be sick.
Ooh, why not all of it?
I think it would be cool if they made a movie show on the Jedi Origin or maybe Old Republic. Random Beskar lightsaber hilts. Oh, I'd love if Grogu made that. Potential spoilers ahead. Boundingintocomics.com said that the new Ahsoka series will erase the Star Wars sequel trilogy. It's a rumor. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Look, I'd enjoy if that would happen, and no disrespect to anybody who enjoys the sequels. I love you all the same. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Could they use the World Beyond Worlds to change the sequels? They could. I don't think they will, though. You think there will be a Star Wars The Old Republic trilogy? Maybe. Bib
I would
ate
like
Jabba
that.
for dinner every night for 5 years.
Maybe he did.
Agree with the Pablo stuff. What he did was not right. Much love from Minnesota. I've been following you for years and love your work. I have true hope for Star Wars. Thanks, man. These legends in one stream. So much love to you all. Thanks, bro. I'm 45. My 5 kids were raised watching Star Wars, and when Luke came on my screen, my 19-year-old called, and he was emotionally touched. I love it. That's a beautiful thing, man. I hope maybe one day when I have kids, they'll be able to experience something like that.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing.
Do you think we'll see Mabes? Have you guys ever heard of the rumor that Lucasfilm wanted David Lynch to direct Return? Can you imagine how that would have been?
That'd be the weirdest thing I've ever heard. David Lynch? Alright.
Who's that?
It's like an old, wild filmmaker, actually. He did a lot of weird experimental stuff. He did a movie called Eraserhead, Mulholland Drive. I'm trying to think of some of his other movies. He's a wild dude, man. Very wild. Yeah.
Oh my god, Mark. I meant Mark. Stupid phone keeps autocorrecting. My apologies, Mark. Hey, Theory, me again. A little sorry. Love your stuff. In the trailer, the 501st and the Bad Batch were on Coruscant, so do you think we will see them take Grogu? I think the 501st are completely affected by the inhibitor chip. I think they're executing Order 66, so I think the only ones to take Grogu would be the Bad Batch, or somehow if Rex comes back, or maybe Cody, or sorry, not Cody, Gregor or Wolf, wherever they are.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
I want an edit of The Last Jedi where Palps causes Luke to have a vision of Ben attacking students and rushes to Ben with saber out instead of nepoticide.
I mean, that would be kind of cool. We'll see. We shall see.
Matt, I think he means Mark. Do you think the Filoniverse shows will ignore the sequel trilogy? Also really loved your reaction. Star Wars Theory Pablo can just F off. Thanks, man. Well, he's gone, so we'll have to ask him next time. I love Kylo, but I think him taking the helmet off so early to be shown as a young kid, to be his uncle, to be shown as a kid trying to be his uncle was, you mean his grandfather, was being missed opportunity for great character. Oh, maybe you do mean uncle.
I'm a little confused by that one.
I don't think I read it right. Love you, Daddy Theory. Keep up the great work. Love you, Theory. Been watching you for years now and always look forward to your vids. May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you too, man. Thank you, 118. Good to have Matt back. All 3 of you stud muffins. Theory, keep up the good work. Pablo is a sad loser. Luke Skywalker is back, baby.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to start calling him Matt.
I know, it's kind of funny. Not gonna lie.
Josh's mic needs to be louder. Would you see Han and Chewie in the Book of Boba? Oh, yeah, I'd love to see that.
It'd be cool. Yeah.
I have a Joseph Campbell monomyth tattoo on my right arm. It's just the way.
Pretty cool,
You
man.
showed class with how you dealt with that bully. Good effing job. Thank you, David. Yeah, that's something my parents always taught me. It's just, I haven't been always level-headed, but
Yeah.
I'm learning in this path as being a human. Theory question for you. How long could Beskar steel withstand contact with a lightsaber? From Legends, unless I'm mistaken, didn't it create a feedback loop and short lightsabers out? No, that was a Cortosis blade. Also, love your work and keep it up. May the Force be with you. Unless it was Beskar as well. But that was a Cortosis blade that would create a feedback loop and short it out.
Okay.
Yeah. I think... You know what was interesting was when Mando was fighting with the spear, it seemed like the Darksaber was actually burning through a little bit more than when Ahsoka was fighting the spear.
Yeah, so it might be hotter.
Yeah, so I think the Darksaber actually burns hotter.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're a Mandalorian, wouldn't you want your lightsaber to be able
stronger than, yeah.
Yeah, like Beskar. You want to get through there, yeah.
Yeah. Yo, Theory, I just wanted to say, tell Pablo to come see me. Keep your head up. Also, did you watch any of the videos defending you on YouTube? Not really. I saw them pop up, but I didn't click. Luke was portrayed by actor called Max Lloyd Jones.
Yeah, that's what's in the yeah.
Yeah, it was like some younger guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I hope you're all doing well. If I'm not mistaken, Mark's pin that he has on is from the Mando season 1 premiere. I have one too. Oh, cool, dude. That's lucky.
It is, yeah. Yep.
Just played Vader Immortal, and I was wondering how all of these people with way less training and all of these new games get away from Vader. Cal in Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Still enjoyed the games. Yeah, I mean, it's plot armor. If they didn't get away, the game would be over. But you're right.
Yeah.
It's quite stupid.
And I think sometimes Vader as like a cat, meaning like he's not going to chase the mice the whole time.
Yeah.
Only if he wants to.
Yeah. When are you going to play Minecraft? We miss you. I miss you guys too. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just haven't made time for it. But I should. Underdeveloping Rey was so disappointing because I used her line, "I can do this," when flying my first upgraded helicopter. Dark side needs exposing and more things developed to make up for disappointment. I'd love to see more of the dark side. Yeah.
Yeah, I really think that's a really smart play on their end because, you know, and Mark said that it was kind of interesting. He said, like, they still haven't won me back, even though, like, he loved Mando. It's, like, still not enough. And so they might need to go full dark side for a while just to, like, really just take us the whole way back to the sort of, you know, the comfortable place.
Yeah, and that's such a cool storyline to actually go into. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Have you heard the Obi-Wan vs. Anakin Clone Wars style project by Hello There Animations? No. Saw the Vader episode 2. Always thought if Mace fought Vader, he would easily destroy his armor with Shatterpoint. Thoughts? Loved it, by the way. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah. Have you heard of the Obi-Wan? Right. So, thanks, Kenobi. So I'm going to read a few more here, and I know I've missed a bunch, guys. I'm sorry. I love your podcast. Do you think that rematch between Vader and Obi-Wan would be a good idea in the Kenobi show? I think it will contradict the meeting in episode 4. It'd be cooler if they had mind fight instead, like Vader usually does when meditating. I agree. I want the mind fight thing. I don't know if I want them there in person, but it could also be really sweet. Josh, what do you think?
Yeah. I'm very much on that wavelength, too. I think that that's one of those situations that we just are nervous, right? Like, you're just getting a little too close to some stuff that's potentially really sensitive for us as Star Wars fans. So, look, they can do it, but it just has to be handled with care. But generally speaking, yeah, it's probably better if they do some weird mental stuff, right?
Yeah. You've always brought positivity theory. We love you. Soon 3 million subs. Yes, dude, I'm really hoping on that 3 mil, man. It'd be cool. Disney owes every dollar they earn to an emotional response from their creations. I wouldn't go to theaters to see films and waste my time. I want to be awed. You're justified with your reaction. I love you guys. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. First time super. I love your content. Watched your reaction live on last episode of Mando and felt exactly like you. You know, it was interesting. When I was tearing up, you know, there was a part of me that was like, geez, this is embarrassing. And then the other part was like, you know what, man, screw it, just go with it and really feel the scene and enjoy it. And so I did. Yeah, it was just too much emotion to really hide.
Yeah, I totally understand. Like I said, I just had a different thing. Like, I had an emotional reaction like on the third time I watched it, where it, like, kind of all just kind of came through, you know. And look, we've said what we needed to say about this. I think most reasonable people understand it.
Yeah, it's a broken record at this point. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore, and that's that, man. I'm not gonna milk it. Josh, in theory, did you hear about the Lego Star Skywalker Saga coming out on February 2nd? Oh, didn't know this.
That sounds cool. No, I didn't know either. Sounds cool.
The game? Cool. Didn't pay any mind towards the Pablo guy. Oh, don't pay any mind towards the Pablo guy. He has a past for being bad to fans, and he's a very sad individual. Your Vader fan film is better than anything he had a part of in the last 10 years for Lucas. Love you, dude. I love you too, man. Thanks a lot. I don't wish him bad. I just hope he sees his mistakes and becomes a better person. That's all.
Yeah.
Josh, in theory, did hear things about Legos, right? Some people don't understand the emotional impact of how Star Wars means to people. How much it means to people. I react the same as you when I saw Luke keeping you. Thanks, bro. Yeah, a lot of people don't get it. They're just like, oh man, that just a little kid. It's not a little. That's not a grown man. What the hell? It's like, yeah, okay, dude.
And I do want to say something too, because I watched some I watched some Phantom Menace videos, and again, I understand the criticism. I understand dipping into the negative things, but I do want to give a lot of credit, because not one video did I see, not one video tried to say that there was anything wrong with your reaction. Unanimously across the board, it felt like we have, and that's good, because that, I don't actually think that would have been the case even a couple of years ago. Like, that's actually pretty warming to see, you know.
Well, with the Phantom Menace, or what are you talking about?
With the Phantom Menace videos, particularly, yeah. The fact.
Oh, is that what they said?
There was no, I saw no one. Like, everyone was in agreement that the reaction was not only justifiable, but like that's not who they are. You know what I mean? Is what I'm trying to say. I think is that that's not who they are. They're not trying to come at you for having an emotional reaction. I think they have pain. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, we all do. Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
I'd be fine with having all different kinds of people on our show, man. If you're cool with it.
Yeah, man. We're doing something kind of cool here, you know, and I think that we're taking our time with it, and we're learning a lot as we go too, you know. But
dude, bring whatever, bring sequel lovers, bring Phantom Menace people on the show. I don't mind, man. I'll talk to anybody. I if you're a Star Wars fan, we'll break bread. If you're respectful,
Amen.
We'll break bread. You know.
Amen. I agree.
Theory, you're the man. Don't let it make you bitter. This too shall pass. Thanks, bro. Yeah, it's pretty hard to make me bitter. I can get annoyed, but it won't last. Do you think season 3 of The Mandalorian would come back and show up Grogu older and more trained, and huge battle on Mandalore? Maybe in season 4. Who would win an arm wrestling match, Josh or Theory? I don't arm wrestle, so probably Josh.
You've been hitting the gym at all? Because I've actually been getting skinny and small. I've been getting the worst. My arms are getting small, and my face is getting fat, because they closed down the gyms again around me. I don't know if anyone else has that struggle, but
yeah, it's lockdown's getting pretty bad for all of us. It seems like, you know, we all got to band together at this point, not let the frustrations of the world get out.
Agreed, my friend.
You guys ever see?
How you feeling, man? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
What do you mean?
How you feeling? Are you feeling much better? I know it's been a weird day, but now we're kind of on the tail end of it. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, man. I mean, I got my point across, and that's all that it is. You know, you'll have people jumping out of the woodwork and being assholes, and, you know, saying what they want about me, and that's something you can never avoid, nor would I care to. I just hope the people who do follow me know me for me and don't listen to garbage.
Right.
For people who want to spin a narrative for their own case or cause or clout or whatever it may be, you know, it's you hear it from my mouth, it's from me, man.
Yep.
So thanks, Brian. Where'd you get your lightsabers? I really like one. I love the channel. I got mine from Corbinth. Yeah, but there's other companies that are pretty good, but I've had experience with them and they're great. I'm going to be at 2022 Star Wars Celebration. Can't wait to meet you and Josh. It's going to be fun.
To be awesome, dude.
Yeah. Please, Theory, the next time you jump in, Theory, take the sip of the milk with the boys. Your Discord mains love you. Sip with us. All my water's done, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's finished. What's up to both of you guys? What are your top 3 favorite characters from Star Wars, both of you? Anakin, Qui-Gon, and Luke.
Yeah. I'd say that's pretty. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
throw Boba in there for me,
Yeah.
but yeah.
By the way, for all of you still here, we are... There's like 5,000 of you, so... the podcast is coming back on Spotify, so look out for it in the next couple weeks. It's gonna be like 20 episodes a week, pretty much.
Dang.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Wasn't the point of the ending to make us cry? I sobbed and posted a photo of me sobbing. He is ridiculous. So great seeing another passionate fan. Thank you, Bohemian Songstress. I agree. It's upsetting to me to see that Disney doesn't fully appreciate your talents. If you ever wonder why they won't make you a part of their team, it's because they don't trust you. They see your power will be too strong for them. Oh, thanks, Jordan. I don't know about that, man. But I'm a pretty honest guy. Pretty trustable, I guess. Since we know Josh's secret about being related to George, we also know where he gets all of his scoops from. His daddy.
Yeah. It's Uncle Georgie.
Yeah. So the only thing you can tell me is that I can find Jabba's palace in Jabba's palace. I can find Jabba in Jabba's palace. Say the line in your best Maul. Say that line in your best Maul voice. Oh, jeez. So the only thing you can tell me is that I can find Jabba in Jabba's palace. Sounds like Vegeta.
No, but that wasn't bad. I feel like if you dropped it a couple decibels, you'd have it.
Even more?
Well, yeah, because it's not as. I don't think it's as wispy. It's more. I don't know.
Because he always sounds like he's taking a crap.
He does. You're right. Yeah, it has that sort of.
Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, but that's something you were there a little bit with it because there's like deep notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can tell me is that I can find Jabba in Jabba's palace.
That's it. That was good. That was it. Yeah. Look at us. We're fine. Look at us. We could just give us Star Wars. Stupid Disney.
Sam Witwer is a very talented man. Hey, Theory, big fan question. If you were in charge of the sequel trilogy, what changes, big or small, would you make without dramatically changing the storyline? Can make them non-canon.
Don't kill Luke, number 1.
Well, I think he means now that it's already out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, okay, so Luke would be the centerpiece. In the end, he would go off on an adventure in the galaxy. He would give his blessings to Rey, let's say, if she's going to be still the main story person, and she will take a complete back seat to him in the movie.
Yeah, that would be great.
But if I can really change it up, Finn is the main character.
Yeah.
And Kylo Ren in the end is redeemed and Rey turns.
Dude, that would have been great. Yeah, something like that would have been interesting for sure.
Yeah, be cool.
Yeah.
Filoni versus the future? Yes.
Yeah, it is, baby. And we're living it. And it's so good.
You changed my mind on the sequels. You have shown me the light. Well deserved. So much better. Oh, cool. Thanks, dude. Yeah. If that's good. Was the female comms officer Sabine? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
By sending this, I'm donating to a legendary fan. Thanks, man. Want to say hello from Ireland. Loving the vids. Shout out to Ireland. What's up?
Yeah, what's up, Ireland?
Can we get Babu Frick on the show?
I would love Babu Frick on the show. I'd be like, so Babu Frick, first of all, What's it like being the most underappreciated and most talented actor in all of episode 9? And he'd be like,
Babu Fleek.
Exactly, dude, right? And then I'd be like, great answer. And then, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what he sounds like, but
I think that's pretty close.
a good response to Pablo's apology is glad to see your PR team has somewhat of a head on their shoulders.
Dude,
Yeah.
and that's the point. And maybe I didn't make the point really well earlier, and I, whatever. But like, my point is, there's a whole bunch of people that have to deal with this dude's stuff, man. And there's a bunch of good people at Lucasfilm that shouldn't have to deal with this dude's stuff. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah. Gotta clean up the mess now,
Yeah, man. Like, they didn't do anything.
Misunderstanding. There was a
And
misunderstanding.
they have to
dude.
spend all night worrying about what crazy people like you and me are gonna say. It's like that.
We're not even the
that's-
bad. We hold it down pretty good,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, man. Is it too hard to ask to be treated with, a little bit of dignity, a little bit of respect? I would have
Yeah.
loved if on that thread he wrote, stop picking on Star Wars fans, or stop gatekeeping, or stop invalidating someone's emotional reaction. Boom! Cool, dude. Like, you just earned a freaking sub. Like,
Yeah. It feels like they had to drag him tooth and nail to do every little like everything that, like, I just don't see it. Like, I don't see anything genuine. It's
man,
nothing.
I've been very, very good in my life with figuring out who is genuine and who isn't, and I can see through the bullshit, and
Yeah, man. This ain't it.
oh, bro. Yo, Rob. Robotech. I've been obsessed over Star Wars as much as you have my whole 37 years of life, and was right there with you, crying like a baby. Don't let any bull get under your skin, brother. Peace. Thank you, dude. Vader assumed that Obi-Wan taught Luke in both ESB and Return of the Jedi. Do you think this assumption might be part of the new Kenobi series? Yeah, maybe he'll never know about Yoda. But then in canon, he did reach out and he felt Yoda or something like that. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did feel each other. Yeah, pretty sure that.
I made a vid on it, yeah. Do
Yeah.
you think in Season 3 the Mando will see Luke Skywalker and Boba Fett? Also love your videos. Have a good day. Thank you, dude. I think we will. I think they'll
I'd
do
like
that Game of Thrones, like, jump here and there thing.
Yeah,
Um,
be cool.
It's like midnight for you now, isn't it?
Yeah, I got some food that just came in too. But look, man.
Okay, we can continue these maybe next week or, in another live stream. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to leave you
Yeah.
hanging.
Throw
I
'em in
always
a
hate to
tweet
do
thread or
this, but
something. I know we're trying to figure that out. So if anything, maybe we'll just do a companion video or something where we just take the ones we didn't go over and just rapid fire them and post them on a vid or something, or even on your Insta or something.
yeah. Right.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we love you guys so much, and we appreciate you all being here. We'll see you next week, and we couldn't be happier
Yeah,
to be
man.
part of this fandom with you all. So
Yeah, man. Again, this was not meant to be as negative as I think some people might make it out to be. That wasn't in the intention, and we wanted to mostly focus on the good stuff that's happening and how excited we all are about it. And it's unfortunate that we had to talk about this dude and his mistakes, but again, hopefully everything will hopefully not just Disney, but also the fan base and everybody can walk away from this maybe with better perspective, and maybe we can get along a little bit better. That would be great, honestly. Because I don't want to do podcasts like this all the time. I know you don't either. So
no, man, I wanted to upload a video today on why Kylo didn't kill Grogu, and because I'm meaning to make that, and I just didn't feel like it,
Yep, I can understand.
So sometimes you got to deal with it. Sometimes you got to go through it.